This kid's fire.
What's that? What's that, brother? What's that? What's that, brother? Brother, what's that, brother? What's that? What's that, brother? Brother, what's that? What's that, brother? What's that? What's that, brother? Brother, what's that, brother? What's that? What's that, brother? Brother,
Yes, people, welcome back to another show. It's a panel show for you tonight. Roll up, come and get your vaccines. We're here to administer the positive Man City energy. I think I'll try, but I don't think there's going to be much of that. Big up to the lads for jumping on. Make sure you guys are smashing up the likes if you've not done so already. 700 people locked in already, so let's get these likes up. Make sure you guys are subscribed, and obviously make sure you guys are sub to Pulpy's channel and Tarek's channel. Both links are in the description. Yeah, lads, there's a lot to talk about, and I think there's only really one place that we can start with the recent bomber, but it is now official. Rodri to Barcelona. Here we go. 65 million quid. Fabrizio Romano come out and said it. He's now come out and also said that City are now closing on the signing of Ayub Buwadi. That looks like it's done here. So, I mean, this typically happens after a bad result. You get the sort of signings coming in, but you know, Buwadi's the one coming in to replace Rodri. I'm not entirely sure that is a positive. You know what I mean? I'm sorry to say, but time will tell. Pulpy man, let me start with you, and then boys just jump in. Pulpy man, what are you saying on this this bomber?
On Rodri, I mean, we all knew it was happening, so it's done. Accept it. It's been a shitty ending to a really good period for him. Of the 7 years he's been here, the first year was a bit ropey. He's had 2 years out injured. So, really, have we really lost anything? We think we've lost something because of how he played in the World Cup, but there was no guarantee we were going to get that version if it was our club anyway. End of the day, he's been with us. He's won 5. Will he win 5 titles, Rodri? 5 Premier League titles, maybe?
Premier League.
Something like that.
4.
Whatever he's won.
Yeah.
We've broke even. And we've had some great years out of him. So for me, I do take the piss by calling him a snake, but that's just it is what it is, you know. Stings a bit, but we've got to move on, man. I said that years ago, life after Rodri started, the day that he got injured, he'd done his ACL. We have to crack on. So here we are. Stinks after a game like today, but you know, the king is dead, long live the king. Somebody else will step up, and that's the fun part, I guess.
Nobody can step up if they're not played in the right position. I'm just saying. The people who were brought in to step up, and maybe you'd say, well, Buwadi's going to be the guy that's supposed to be that position. But even playing, and again, I know we're talking Rodri, and I'm jumping into the match because, again, it's kind of frustrating. But it sucks to see our 116 million pound signing out on the right wing when he's by some respect, a defensive midfielder. So, yeah, you're right. He's going to go. He's gone. Rodri's gone, and we're going to have somebody else step up. But it's going to require the manager to put people in the right places. So, I'll stop. I'll wait. I'll calm down until we can get fully into it.
I hear it, man. For today, LB, Rodri going for me is not the bomber of the day. The bomber of the day is obviously the spanking that we held earlier on today. But if you want to talk about that real quick, I'm with you, bro. Obviously, for me, it's never going to be a bomber anyway, because I think it's something that we can all agree that, you know, it's a matter of time. And as far as I'm concerned, lads, I'm glad to see the end of it. I'm glad that we've came to a conclusion, and I'm excited for what's to come. I'm positive about it. For me, Rodri, yeah, listen, man, it's been an absolute pleasure. I don't think we'll see a better, like, especially in a man in his position. He's been the best I've seen in my lifetime, arguably in numerous lifetimes. He's been that good, not only at doing his job, but providing extra for the team, building up from the back and chipping in with goals as well. So, you know, it's always sad to see that come to an end, but all good things do come to an end, man. You know, the guy's at that age where we've had his best years. He's not going to get any better at Barcelona. They're going to be a good team with him. But, you know, good luck to them as well, man. You know what I mean? They're not in our league. It is what it is. We probably won't see much of them. You know, they're going to benefit from him. And we're going to benefit from young blood coming in. You know, the young Moroccan prince. Listen, from what I've seen of him, I'm very, very excited for what's to come, man.
Danny, have you seen much of this Buwadi guy?
Not for a couple of years now. I think the World Cup was the first handful of games I'd watched of him since 24 to 25. But I'm excited by the signing. I think there's very high upside there, as long as, like Tarek said, he's platformed correctly. He's played in his actual position, because I'm in agreement with him. I thought the way he played Anderson today was extremely baffling, to put it kindly. But I'm sure we'll get into the match later. I wish Rodri all the best. I think the outcome of that transfer, it wasn't even top 1 percentile. It was like top 0.1 percentile. No one could have imagined the impact he would have had on the players around him. No one could have thought he'd become this good. And again, I've got no hard feelings towards him or Barcelona, not for a few years now. So wish him all the best. Hope he can stack up some Spanish trophies. Missing at the moment. So
all right, sweet. Well, we've covered the Rodri thing, and to be fair, like, we won't spend too long on it because we've already spoken about it.
I'm just glad to put that to bed, bro. You know what I mean, man? Because the last thing we wanted, guys, was this dragging out until deadline day and all that bullshit. You know, we can put that to bed. We can move on, and we can look forward to what's to come. We know what we're going to go into the season with now. Forget deadline day. This is going to be resolved before the season begins. So this is positive for us. You know, we know what we've got. So
the only thing that I would say,
more money than sorry, am I right in thinking that we got more money than we asked for?
Nah, I think
we
were saying
75 million euros. It turns out to be just over 77, right?
I think we got probably yes. But
Yeah.
the problem is, Pulpy,
Yeah, I know the others are all bollocks. But
after today's result, we just had to get the deal done. Because the thing is, right, like, you want to haggle as much as you want, yeah? But if you know you're going to sell the player, you're actively, it's like Isak last year with Newcastle. Like you like, clubs do this all the time. Chelsea did it with Enzo, and as fans, you want to hear it. Like, you see the club come out and say, "We're not accepting unless you pay this money, and we're not going to accept it unless you hit the exact fee." Right? And Chelsea have done it with this guy, and Newcastle did. That's all well and good, yeah. But unless you follow up and don't actually sell, then you're just detriment in your own season. Newcastle last year were the best example of that, yeah? They fucking went, we're not selling him, and then fucking sold him, and it just fucked the whole season up. They're panicking in the market, they missed out on Ekatike, and then the whole season's just basically mad by this whole shit that's gone on. So I tell you now, yeah, soon as that match ended, Viana would have been on the phone to Barca and say, yo, let's get the deal done. I'll come down, you come up a bit, let's get this deal done. Barca would have gone, cool, yeah, no problem, because they probably was getting ready to pay it. And then he's got the deal done, got onto Lille and said, I think the Lille thing was already done, and said, yo, Rodri's done, we're getting Buwadi, start him a private jet. Because the thing is, yeah, it's leverage, bro. And unfortunately,
I was going to get onto that, yeah, but go on.
Bro, because of what happened today in the football match, yeah, we lost all leverage today because Barcelona could have come to City today, and Buade the same. You don't have leverage when you've just been battered 3-0 and your midfield got Kovacic playing in it at fucking 32-year-old. So for me, yeah, like I'm not surprised. I literally said it on Twitter this would happen soon. I was speaking about it on the watch along. But anyway, let's come on to fucking today's game.
Wait 1 second about the leverage. I'm not even sure they had much leverage before this match because they're looking to bring in 2-3 midfielders, and this whole summer's been going glacially slow, one deal at a time. Yeah. And they're haggling with Barcelona, who they know he wants to join and they know he wants out. They've got 1 year left on the deal, so City aren't really in control here. Yeah. So at some point he was going to leave, and so at some point you just had to accept the bid because you've got so much to do still in the window.
No.
Part of that's us.
Do you know what as well? Yeah, I just hope we do get Buade a private jet and not a Ryanair commercial flight like with Rodri. There's no wonder he left, man.
Yeah.
I just wish that if we were going to settle for this amount of money, we could have potentially, and again, I don't know, I'm not a part of these negotiations, right? But could we have done that a week ago? We held out for 5, maybe 10 million euro that we didn't get anyway. And we could have had this player in a week ago that could have started this transition sooner. That's the only, again, that's hindsight being 2020. Looking back on it, could we have handled it differently? But that's the only question for me, because again, I saw what I saw today, and it's not going to be enough time to get it fixed between now and the weekend. So.
But the thing is, I think the answer to that question will be no, because I think they needed to sell Ferran Torres to get.
Well, that's probably true too. So yeah, that's fair. Like you say, we don't know, right? But the answer's probably no. But yeah, listen, let's turn our attention to today's game, then, lads. I thought we were really poor, boys. Obviously, the scoreline speaks for itself, but I find very few positives from today. I know some City fans have got more. Maybe you guys have got some on the panel. I don't know. We don't talk before the show. We just come live and talk about it. I mean, where do we even start? For me, the whole back line, midfield was just terrible. Thought Kozanov probably had one of his worst ever games for City. Just did not, and I think it's partly due to the formation, because he's used to having Núñez behind him making those covering runs. Diaz, I said start Diaz. I thought give him a chance to get back to his levels. Thought he was poor. Donnarumma, another mistake in goal. You know what I mean? He's meant to be a world-class shot stopper, and he's making another mistake, not stopping the shot. Midfield, Kovacic. Why is Kovacic starting over £50 million Nico G? What's going on there? And then the attack, very lackluster. Nothing really there. So, I mean, let me come to Danny here. Danny, what's going on with this team today? I don't think anyone should be like going too over the top. You know, it's for me, it's still sort of like early days, but that was a bit worrying, mate. What are you saying?
It was a little terrifying, yes. Again, it is the Community Shield. You can't really make extrapolations over a full season based on this. It's a long season. Inherently, players will learn the system better and get better as a result. But I don't know. Some of it comes down to the squad building for me. It terrifies me that this is our right back option now that if Núñez isn't fit. You know, there was a briefing at the start of the summer that they were going to bring in a right back. Now, all of a sudden, they're happy with their options. If this is the number one option, I am terrified. I think the right-hand side was vulnerable all the first half. I think Husanov and Diaz didn't communicate well. I thought they got beat more often than not. But the midfield couldn't light a candle to whatever Arsenal's building over there. I'm not sure what they're doing, because they briefed that Kovacic was preferred over Nico G. I can't really tell you what Kovacic has over Nico G. Nico G is a bit more mobile. He's got a bit better passing range. And I just don't know. The way the squad is assembled at the moment, of course, there's 2 weeks left. It's just baffling to me. It seems like Arsenal have had a plan for a couple of years, what they want to do, how they want to assemble their squad. And a lot of the positions here is just a bit of unknown. And it's scary because that's been the case for a couple of years now.
Yeah. I just don't really understand, what the fuck was going on at that back line in midfield. I think, big up Russ, who just put that super chat in. How the hell is Kovacic starting over Nico Gonzalez? Yeah. Like, I just do not understand that decision one little bit. That is so bizarre, especially after everything we've seen the last 2 years. You're not telling me Enzo Maresca's not been watching City the last couple of years with that midfield. I got flashbacks of like Bulldog Glint and shit with that midfield today. Kovacic in midfield. And I don't even mind Kovacic. But fuck me, if he's going to be starting more games, I thought he'd stay, yeah, and be a bench player and come on for like 10 minutes here and there.
That's what he should have been told. Viana, Maresca, everybody in that backroom staff should have been saying to him, listen, you can stay if you want to stay, but your minutes will be limited. You will not be starting. You will be a bench option that, plays sparingly. And then leave it up to him. If he wants to stay, great. But I don't understand, and Pep has done the same thing. And so many of our fans are, oh, well, why that's two managers that don't trust Nico G. Again, that says to me, first of all, look, let me be careful. Because again, I am not a manager, right? But some things are just fairly obvious. I don't see what's happening in training, so I can't speak to that. But what I see in these matches says to me that there's no way that he is a better option than what Nico G provides, especially when our midfield is struggling and getting run through and ripped apart. He has to be a better option. And I just don't understand why neither of these coaches have made that decision. And I don't know if that's, again, people talk about Viana made his mind up about people and want to get him out. And so whatever, I don't know. But it is baffling, absolutely baffling to me that Kova is our starting as a defensive midfielder, a holder, or whatever you want to call it. Right now, all that being said, I tried to temper my whatever, right? Coming into this match, it's a friendly. It is only a friendly. Yes, there is silverware available, but it is only a friendly. Winning this game would have been cool, right? But the most important things to me were don't get anybody injured and just don't get embarrassed. You can lose, you just can't get embarrassed and lose. I feel like we failed on both of those parts. And I don't know how big the Nunez injury is, but that was an embarrassing loss. We could have lost and I would have been fine because it doesn't matter. But we can't lose like that.
And obviously,
it's the fact that the loss highlighted points of concern we've had for a very long time. It's just terrifying to me because there's people who defend Kovacic, and fair enough. But you ask them, like, why should he be playing a large handful of games this season? They'll say experience. And you say, but what's the skill set? What does he bring to the table? Experience. But you can't give me anything else.
No.
It scares me because you're his biggest defender, but you can't even tell me what his positive skill set is.
It's fucking bullshit, Danny, yeah? People have been getting on to players at this football club for the last couple of years and calling them unks, yeah, saying they're old as fuck, they're slow as shit, right? And now we've just got to play players, because they've got a decent CV or something. Like, I'm not being funny, yeah? This is a professional sport, right? And you need the best players. You need the best players. You can't just play players because they're fucking experienced. And again, I'm not a Cover hater. I've actually defended Cover. I would have kept him at the club, but I just don't think he should be playing. I don't think he should be starting football matches above Nico Gonzalez. And for some reason, yeah, he's above Nico G in the pecking order. Now, there's got to be something going on with Nico G, yeah? Pep didn't fancy him, and nor does Maresca. And obviously, we're out in the cold because as fans, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But when I've watched Nico G on a football pitch, which is all I can do as a fan, because I'm not at training, I don't know what the guy's attitude's like in training. I tell you this, yeah, he's better than Kovacic on that football pitch, for sure.
Can I just say, lads, I completely agree with your points there so far. Listen, Kovacic, I'm with you as well, LB. Good little squad player, especially for the price we got him in at. That's all I ever thought he was going to be. I never thought I'd see him building up to what's looking like a potential starting lineup for the start of the season. Hopefully that changes within this week. But as far as today goes, I think today with the personnel, yeah, like, in a sense, forget the personnel, because I think even if we had Rodri today, yeah, in that midfield, I think what the problem was today is it looked like a lot of the guys, especially at the back, it's like they're learning how to ride a bike again. Because they're in a different format, different setup. And I think it's almost like trying to learn how to tie your shoelaces the different way. Especially when you go to that free at the back, yeah, it's a different ball game, mate. Different. You look at Cousinov there, yeah, I've never seen him have a bad game yet. But I did today because he's playing in this weird little position. It's almost like a wide right centre-back. Yep. And he looks like he's learning it. And, and from what I think, lads, I think this might take a little bit of time, and I just hope the season's not gone by then. You know, I don't know how much time we're talking. It might be 2 weeks. You know, it might snap into gear next week with a better midfielder. But I personally believe today, even if we had Rodri in there, we still would have struggled because playing up from the back, we looked lost. So I think not necessarily personnel. Of course, there's better players to play in there. Nico G, I'm actually a big fan of his. Yeah, I think he's a good little tidy player. He does a lot of things right. I'm with you as well, LB. What is that guy? What's going on in training with this guy, bro? Is he calling Maresca a dick behind his back or something, saying, why is this prick not starting me? I don't know what he's doing, bro. But he must be doing something wrong because every time I've seen him on that pitch, he's been tidy. You know what I mean? But it's just a bit mad. But I just think the guys, they need to learn. They need to learn the setup. And, you know, Maresca's got this big job to do and he wants to implement it. And fair play to him. I like Maresca. But he's got a big job on his hands. And he needs to drill it into these lads as quickly as possible because, you know, it could get peak. And people need to be patient as well, especially in the start of the season. Results may not go great. You know, I dread to think if we struggle against Bournemouth. But I don't think we will personally. But, you know, if we do, people just need to remember and stay intelligent, yeah? Don't be fucking stupid like a lot of people are out there. You know what I mean? Especially on YouTube and that. But just remember, yeah, he needs to implement a new style of play. And sometimes it's not easy, man. When you're going from Peps to a different style of play, man, it changes the whole rhythm of the game. So it might take a little bit of time.
Yeah, no, I hear it, man. This is the thing with the back three, bro. I've heard centre backs, yeah, on like, you know, like these TV shows, and they say it's a completely different position.
It's one of the worst things I did, LB. You know, I was a big four at the back guy. I played four at the back. You get a new manager coming in, and he's set on three at the back on this new modern way, which is how it was 10, 15 years ago. Remember when it started coming about? People started wanting to drill it in, obsessed with it. Yeah, we need to do this, lads. It's new. So they're drilling it in, yeah. And I'm like, you try playing them wide centre-back positions, man. It's peak. It's a weird position to play.
It is different. People in the chat say it's not different. It's completely different. You play in a right-sided centre-back in a 3. That's completely different to playing a right-sided centre-back as a 2. You've got no one behind you. That goal today happened. That first goal today happened because Cousinov, yeah, wasn't switched on because he thought he had Nunes there. Because last season, he would have had Nunes there to cover him. But he's forgetting. He's not locked in. And like Steve's saying, it could take some time. Yeah, now obviously Maresca's decided to play this system. Why he's decided to play it, I don't know. Is it because he's then got 3 centre-backs for Donnarumma to pass out to?
Yeah.
Yeah, is this a compensation for Donnarumma, who we are going to speak about, regardless of you guys not liking it? Yeah, is that why we're playing it, or is it something else? But that defence just looked shocking today. They didn't have a lot of protection, granted, with Anderson and Kovacic in the middle, didn't really give them much protection. But it just, I don't know, man. It was giving me a little bit of concerns about last year, that whole midfield and defence. It was very similar, even though it was a different tactic. Let's come on to fucking Donnarumma then, man, because it needs to be talked about. People don't want to talk about it, but we've got to talk about it. Yeah, another mistake, right? So I'm getting told constantly that he's a world-class shot stopper. I'm just not seeing it. Pulpy, I'm coming to you on this one, man, because I see you on a timeline giving it shit online, yeah, about people who are getting onto him. But are we not entitled to ask questions? People keep on telling us he's a world-class shot stopper, and he's 2 games in a row. Yeah, he's let him in. He's let one at the near post, and he's let one in today that he should. It's right at him, Pulpy. It's right at him. And you know the maddest thing about today as well? I actually thought his distribution was actually all right. I thought it was actually not too bad. And then he goes and lets one in. Pulpy, man, you're the Donnarumma defender. You can speak on this.
What do you want from me? I've been saying all along that, yeah, we know he's not the best of his feet. And we've been very lucky at our club that we've had probably one of the best to ever do it. And somebody had to tweet me before saying about this, that, about the keepers and stuff. If you think about it, if someone said that, He's not the sort of keeper that plays for Man City. Well, you tell me what keepers we've had to play for Man City over the years. Apart from Edison, they're all very similar, aren't they? Shea Given, Joe Hart, David James, all the years back, they're all similar goalkeepers. They're not the best. And we know Donnarumma's flaws. We just know it. Yeah. Now people are getting proper mardy about the fact that we've lost a game today and it's done. Well, I think the problem is, you sat there watching a game, you're waiting for Donnarumma to make a mistake so that you can just start speaking on it rather than just think, you know what, actually, use your brain. Somebody was complaining about the one where Odegaard's sitting down. Have you ever played professional football to understand that when you're in net and someone makes a jink, you're gonna make a move to choose a position and going to choose one and he's sitting down, he scored. The one that went under his body, yeah, it was piss poor, but We shouldn't have been in that position in the first place anyway. Kuznetsov played.
But isn't that the whole reason? Isn't that the whole
What I'm saying
reason
is,
Donnarumma's in net to bail us out?
No, what I'm saying is, it was shit, and you can't sugarcoat it. It wasn't a great save. And it looks worse because he fumbled in his own net. But it's not. That's not why we've lost today. It's not why we've lost games in the past. The problems are elsewhere.
It doesn't mean it's not an issue, though.
No, the problems are there. They're not just his problem. Every time we can see the goal, it's Donnarumma this, Donnarumma. He's not this. He's not.
But everything is always about the squad. Yeah, it's always about the squad. So
you're always sat there.
But no, we don't defend everybody else.
Being the best. You're always going to sit there and wait. If it wasn't Donnarumma in net and we see them goals today, would you say a word about it? No, you wouldn't. It'd be somebody else.
What about the goalkeeper?
Regardless of who the keeper was, we would have talked about those mistakes.
It was Ederson not abused for years for letting the
absolutely.
Ederson's the best goalkeeper. We've only got chased out because all the mutant fan base can't just. It's you can go to the extremes, both sides, right? You can be a super supporter of somebody and defend him, and people think I'm not. But you can also be the other side where it doesn't matter what he does. If he blinks, if he stares at you for too long, you're on him. You know what I mean? You can find a problem in anything. And every single player would do, you can find a problem. And people will find a problem. And then the mutants come together and they make a big ball of mutancy and they start moaning online. At the end of the day, it's a preseason friendly. If he's doing this in the league, then we've got a problem. We have. And I'll will say we've got a problem.
So if he does this in the league, then we're going to have to speak about it.
We've got a problem. Yeah, I'll be here talking about it. We've got a problem. But if you think about it today, it's a preseason friendly. I didn't speak on the last point, but I sort of broach it here. Some of those guys have had 3 days training, 1 day's training. Some of those guys have been at the World Cup. So, so they've come in and they've gone, yeah, I'm here, I'm back at work, but this doesn't feel right. You know, I recognise the people that I work with, but I'm in the right surroundings, but we're being taught new things every day. So it's going to be rough, guys. It's going to be rough till Christmas, I'm telling you. It's going to get uglier. You know, people will say this and that. You know, it will get uglier.
We can't wait till Christmas. They get like 2 weeks, Christmas, and then it's gotta be polished.
No. It will be some nasty, stinky results. They will, and that'll be because we're building something again. And people will say it's not this, it's not that. Well, hang on, Pep's first season. Where did he finish?
He finished third.
Third, yeah, we stunk the place out for a lot of season. We finished third, and a lot of people in that first season would have gone, "This is stinky. This is hanging. Get him gone. This is crap. Blah blah. Bring back this. Bring back that."
Well, for the first 2/3, yeah, but the last 3 months,
all I'm saying is, just relax. He was shit today. The defense especially was piss poor. It was probably thrown off by the fact that the limited training they've had, Nunes was probably starting, and then Kuznetsov's coming at right back. And let's just now put to bed forever that Kuznetsov's a right back.
He wasn't like a right back, though, was he?
But he's not.
Wide right centre back.
Yeah, but and that's another thing. You mentioned about we never play 3 at the back. Most of the games we play under Pep, we end up playing 3 at the back in possession. Just a little bit different, but the guys, it's to say they're not used to it.
I think it's a lot different, you know.
But it's still fundamentally, you're still playing in the same position on the pitch. You just have a different responsibility, which is what Steve said, is where the difference comes in. Is when you used to play as a 4 at the back, and then when you're in possession, you're 3. The way we play now is most of the time you're 3 at the back with possession. It's just different, and the players will have to adapt to that, and that's it. That's their job. They get paid millions and millions of pounds a year. They'll have to suck it up and deal with it, you know. But in terms of Donnarumma, mate, it is what it is. And the same thing with Nico G. The same thing with Donnarumma. 2 managers now have done the same things. They backed Donnarumma over Trafford. They backed Kovacic / somebody else over Nico G. Now you can sit here and say this is the problem, that's the problem. The most obvious problem, the most obvious solution to that is he's just not as good as the players that you think that he is. He's just not.
That's not right.
I don't agree. I just don't agree. And I
don't agree. Occam's razor, mate. Deduct the most probable items. If it was opinion, you've got 2 sets of data that say both managers who are in charge of the football club see them daily in training every day, put into them, just don't fancy the guy.
So then I can also say that the manager that was at, and again, I'm not even trying to kill this guy. I'm really not. But I can, if you can say that, then I can also say that a world-class manager at PSG looked at him and said, I don't like him. I would rather go grab somebody that's unproven and play him than to play this guy.
Since then, they've gone and got another one.
Right. So again, it was that bad. It was that bad that I'll go give me anybody.
But it might not have been. It didn't prove out to be the right thing, did it? They got rid of him, and they still need to get somebody else in. So it didn't really prove out to be right. They might have still won the stuff.
Yeah,
but it's
they-
still-
They won the league.
Yeah,
they
they-
won the Champions League without. They got rid. They looked at this keeper
They don't really need
and
a
said,
goalkeeper to
"You
win
are
them with
not
that
good
team."
enough. I would rather you go to another Champions League team that we might even face. But I believe that you're not good enough to beat us."
No, he might not have been.
And you know what? The player that I thought was better than you,
He
the
just
player
didn't
that I
fit their style
know,
of play,
but
Tarek.
I am using your rationale. The player that I know is better than you is still not good enough. He's better than you, but he's not good enough. You're telling me that because the manager has said, "Oh, well, if I'm not going to play Nico G, so Nico G must not be good enough. I'm not going to play Trafford. Trafford must not be good enough." If that's the case, and if that's your rationale, then the managers have looked at him and said, "You are not good enough." And you're right. The person that I brought in after him, he's not good enough either. That tells you the gulf in quality that we got in this manager. In this keeper. He's just not good enough. And I don't even say that as somebody who's a Donnarumma hater. I'm not a hater. I just see what I see, and it's obvious. And you're trying to tell me that, oh, it's what you see is not true. It's I can trust my eyes.
Two
I can
managers
trust
seen
my
it.
eyes.
Two managers have seen it. Two managers at Man City have seen it. I don't care what PSG have done. Two managers at Man City have seen it. Trafford's gone now, and it doesn't matter who's in net. Doesn't matter who's the best. If we were to sign David Raya,
we brought him in
people will still cry
because of his history. We brought him in because of what he has done in the past. We brought him in and we paid him a lot of money.
Do that with every player.
Right. And instead of saying, "Hey, we've sunk a lot of money into this player, but you know what? It's just not going to work. We need to get rid." We've stuck to this sunk cost fallacy, and we'll just keep throwing bad money after good money. We ran a keeper out who does a lot of the things that we like very well. We just keep throwing bad money after bad money. At some point, we have to just say he's not good enough. But you know what? The reality is, and I agree with you on this point, the reality is we don't have a choice at this point. We have to just accept that he's our keeper for the rest of the season and be done with it. We can't, it is what it is, but he's just not good enough. Let's just be honest about it and call it what it is. We got to accept it. We got to play through it. We got to take it for what it is, but he's just not good enough.
Do you remember that stat going around? That used to say,
I think you spoke really well. But from my perspective, I think you spoke brilliantly there, mate, honestly. And listen, maybe that is the case. I'm a believer in that. Something in me tells me that sooner or later, Donnarumma, he's going to prove some people wrong. But as far as what you're saying, and as where that's concerned, I can see why you're saying what you're saying, because he is showing some flaws at the moment. But I believe in the long run, throughout this season, he will prove people wrong. I hope he does, and I believe
he did last year. Yeah, didn't last season.
So I have always said,
did he have the highest save percentage in the league last
year?
year?
Hold on. I've always said. So this is the thing. I'm not a person that has consistently killed him. What I have said is that he makes more than his fair share of mistakes, but he also has saved us on multiple occasions. I can give credit where credit is due. What I am suggesting, though, is that we are now into year 2, and we are still, now again, it's only one game. It is a friendly. I will accept all of those things, right? I don't see it getting better than what we saw last year. I don't. It's not getting better. If we are going to try to build up from the back consistently, dominate possession and all those things, it is going to cost us, and you just have to accept that. But I don't accept the rationale that Nico G must not be good enough, Trafford must not be good enough, but he is. I just don't accept that rationale. I refuse to accept that.
Nico G has never ever had an easier run to get into this team at City than what he's had the last 2 years, and he can't do it. He can't do it.
Right. But that's
can't do it. So why can't he do it? Because maybe he's just not good enough.
Maybe.
That's what was your thoughts, though, Pulpy, last year? Yeah, in that first 6 months, what was your thoughts?
I thought he's good. I think he's a good player, and I would like to see him start above Kovacic. I would, because I think he's better. However, the more informed people who see it every day are looking at it and going, "There's just something not right," or maybe, just maybe, the message that the managers are putting out there saying, "This is how I want you to play. This is what I want from you. If you do this, you can play every week as long as you're fit." If one's doing it and one's not, which one are you going to choose? Not put names on it. If one's doing it and one's not, which one are you going to choose? You're going to choose the one that's doing it. So if the one that's doing it is not Nico
Yeah.
G, it's Kovacic, it's Reinders, it's
Yeah.
whoever it is. They're
I hear
going
what
to play
you're saying.
above him, and that's
So
it.
my
Simple
response
as
to that is, yeah, no matter what you just said there, even though it's a fair argument, playing Kovacic in the midfield as a CDM or whatever he is sabotage.
Well, he's not. I agree with you, mate. However, are we all under the conclusion that he's not going to start the season and be there all year? We're not.
Kovacic.
Are we?
Not, no.
Well, it
Kovacic is
depends
not-
if you sign Enzo
because-
Fernandez.
Because if you sign for this knobhead from Chelsea, and then you've got Buwadi and you've got Anderson, they're three more likely candidates to play in that position than he is. However, we have no choice but to play him today because Ryan isn't there.
Yeah.
Rodri's not there. So I mean, we're throwing tantrums here
So
about
why
the
are
fact
we
that
not
someone's playing
selling
the friendly.
Nico G then? Why are we not selling Nico G?
Well, because I think it's been Nico G. He just doesn't. Something's not right.
Yes, so why not selling then?
Well, the thing is as well,
Probably
LB,
might.
I seen sources where Nico G came out and said, you know what, guys, I ain't going nowhere. I ain't fucking leaving. You know, do you remember them sources when he was linked with a potential move away? Nottingham Forest, I think, might have been linked. But he came out and said, you know what? I'm staying at City. So if that's the case, then we can't do nothing. But the thing what gets me confused is, when Nico G gets his chance, I don't see the guy actually put a foot wrong. When he comes on and does a
and that's the
cameo,
baffling thing, Steve, isn't it? Is that when he plays well. It's just the
yeah.
guys that are seeing it every day. There's just something missing. There's just something wrong. It can't be two people with an agenda, unless Maresca's getting a phone call, Pep saying, "Don't play, mate, don't play." That's not happening. You're just seeing him every day and realizing, you know what, he's good. He's just we've got better options.
I
now
think
today the better option
I
was a
see
shit
exactly
option
what
for
I
us.
think it is,
But
guys. I think it's something that we can't see on the pitch. I think it's his communication. I think
Maybe.
the guy just doesn't speak. So
Yeah.
when you're on that pitch here, one of the biggest things your manager will tell you is open your mouth during the game. Maybe this guy is just really shy guy, and he just stands there on the pitch, doesn't talk to his teammates. I don't know. Well, maybe it's that because I can't see it. So,
one other comment. Who made the comment about? Was it Maresca that said we're going to have to find better ways of not involving Donnarumma as much in a build-up because they know as a on the ball playing goalkeeper is a bit someone like that. Someone said that in a conference, didn't they? That to me,
we will help him. He said, didn't he?
But what I've noticed about Nico G is not the very, very best at receiving a ball and taking it on the half turn. He isn't when he's being pressed. He's not the best. So for me, if you pass the ball to Nico and he's pressed, he's giving it back to Donnarumma, and that straight away is your problem because the press carries on. So if you get somebody who's half decent at the ball, like I don't know, Rodri's the best in the world. He could take the ball in the half turn. He could sort of like pivots. You know what I mean? If Nico G can't do that, then you're inviting pressure. I think that's probably the one thing that his downfall is. He's not very good at receiving a ball under pressure, from what I've seen. He's great on the ball. He's good at passes. Neat and tidy. That pressure of holding. I just don't think he's got that ball around the corner. You know what I mean? I just don't think he's got that in him, and that's probably where his downfall is. Because to play for City, you've got to do one touch dinks down the pass like Rodri. You've got to be able to do the full crew of the field and do that without even thinking. I just don't think he's got that.
He isn't quite brave enough. That's one argument.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
But for me, when I look at this Buwadi guy, I hate to maybe change the subject, but when I look at this guy, he strikes me as a guy who is brave, who will maybe just knock it, make a pass with one touch, like without controlling the ball. You know, with Nico G, I think he does what he needs to do, but maybe he doesn't offer you more than that. Maybe it's that. You know, this Buwadi guy, he looks like a guy that's willing to, you know.
Did you see that clip? Did you see that clip, Steve? Nico G in pre-season when we try to play out at the back, Donnarumma passes it to Nico G, and all he has to do is a left foot tuck pass.
That's what I'm talking about. That's
to Josko, and he's away, and he passes it straight back to Donnarumma. That
exactly
might be the case,
at.
but if that's the case, and he's then behind Kovacic, Buwadi, Enzo, and Kovacic, just sell him. No point in keeping him around the squad if you're never going to play him.
As much as we say that about Nico G, though, you look at Kovacic. Is he doing a madness? Though, you know what I mean? Like. Or is anyone else doing a madness?
No.
This is what confuses people, I think.
Yeah. All right. Let me come to some of these chats, man, because some of these chats have been stacking. Big up to Rush says, how can Kovacic start above Nico G? Madness. Big up to you, bro. Say no to racism says the real bomber is Donnarumma being shy mid-table for us. Says say no. Big up Russ says think Gusto, Buwadi, and Enzo are dead. I don't think we get Gusto. I don't think we're signing.
They've briefed for not signing a right back, which to me is absolutely preposterous.
What's happened to Nunes? Have we heard anything from him?
He must have just pulled a hammy.
They said he got hurt in warm-ups or whatever.
I mean, a lot of it depends on that, really.
I don't think we'll be buying a right back. Have they briefed it?
Well, I mean, if he's out, let's say he's pulled his hamstring, he's out for 4 months. I think we will, because we ain't got.
If Maresca keeps wanting to play this free at the back thing, he won't buy another right back. You don't need one. You only need one fullback. We've got 3 at the football club. So why'd you buy a 4th if you're only going to play 1? So, yeah, I don't think we're going to get one. Big up Russ. Big up MK. People need to chill. These players and manager have had 3 training sessions and are far from full fitness. We should just start judging when the Premier League starts. Bro, I think some people are going way over the top, man.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah, 100%.
No, it is fair because under other managers who started the season, like 13-14 season, was only like 7th at Christmas or something. We had a back 9 comeback.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long season, but as constructed, there is a big gap between ourselves and Arsenal. And some of it's getting used to it. Some of it is our squad depth is pretty terrifying right now in a lot of positions.
The thing is, on that, Danny, we all know Arsenal's squad has been the best squad in the league for the last 3 years. And you could tell today they're a settled team. They've had 1 or 2 players to their team in the right positions like we used to do. They're settled.
Yeah, it was depressing. Like when
it's depressing, but it also is. That's the level you've got to get to, mate, and we're not at it right now. And I don't think
it was depressing seeing Grealish come on for us and Rice come on for them in the same substitution window. And then when you say to some people we need to improve the squad, they say, but competition doesn't exist. Well, tell that to Arsenal. They've had Calafiori, they've had Kivior, they've had Lewis Skelly at left back. They still brought in Nkapie. They've had Rice and Zubimendi, still brought in Bruno G.
Bro, these City fans that say that, I don't know what's going on.
But then they tell you it's not FIFA.
Brother, they literally saw Manchester City Football Club win the treble, and we had players like Mares on the bench, Foden on the bench, Palmer on the bench, Laporte on the bench, Walker on the bench. The best year of any Manchester City fan's life. We won the fucking treble. And then within 3 years, they're like, oh, we can't fucking buy another player. Oh, no, fucking can't do that. It's like, are you all right? You don't see how we fucking won the treble? What's going on with you guys, man?
No, it makes me laugh because like you'll see people on social media like putting out a lineup and saying, what's stopping this lineup from winning the league? All right, show me the rest of the players. It's not just an 11. It's not baseball where you can just play the same 9 people the whole season.
Run the gauntlet with the same 11 players every week.
It's just depressing seeing Grealish and Rico Lewis coming on, and you see on the other side Eze and Saka and Nkapie and Declan Rice coming off the bench.
That's where I had to remind myself that it is just a friendly. And my hope is that by putting Grealish on, you're trying to show to other clubs he's healthy enough to play. Go ahead and bring that offer. We will sell him to you or loan him or whatever that's going to be. But maybe teams needed to see him on the pitch because, again, why? Why do you put him on? It just doesn't make any sense. So we'll see.
I was baffled by him putting Grealish on, to be fair. Especially when Semenyo's been mint on that side, and then you've got everyone.
He's trying to get rid of him, isn't he?
Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying. They're trying to.
I mean, I don't think by playing him for 25 minutes in that game is going to make it. Oh shit, I forgot about Grealish. I don't think he did anything in that game to me. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't like, oh my god, Grealish is there. Shit, we can take him. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, look,
maybe
Grealish,
he's the secret winger, bro.
Nah.
Could he be the secret winger to replace Savio?
No.
I'll be honest about one thing today, lads. With
Savio's on the right. He's going to be on the left. And go ahead, Steve. My bad. I cut you off, man.
Sorry, bro. I was just going to say just one thing about the lineup today. For me, it's worth a question. Did he go a bit too strong today? Like, did he play too many minutes where he shouldn't have played that many minutes? I look at Anderson. I don't want to see Anderson starting today. I didn't want to see Haaland starting today. I don't care if the season's next week. Yeah, I'm not bothered because for me, give them the time they need to get in the competitive fixture. I know today's a friendly, but when they're on that pitch here, they weren't really treating it like a friendly. You know, you're getting guys like Gabriel laying into you, filling you in. You know, I don't really want that for my guys today. I want to see them in training a bit longer.
We got to get Anderson
putting a miles in training.
We got to
get. I disagree. I don't want next week to be the game where these players are all playing together for the first time.
I wouldn't play them next week, Danny. I would give them even more time, bro. Let them train, put the miles in training. I don't care, man.
I really don't.
So I agree with you that, you know, there is a certain amount of, you know, training and preparation that needs to happen ahead of time. And my hope is that physically they came back in good shape. And all it is about just learning the system and what changes are happening in the system. Because if you came back physically not where you needed to be, then that's a different conversation, right? So we just hope that it's small enough, incremental enough changes that people can just kind of adapt quickly.
I just want to give some of the guys a bit more time, especially like Doku as well. With his fast twitch fibers, you know, he pulled his calf a little bit, I think. You know, I would have give him more training.
I did say that though. That was the only player I got. You know what, Steve? Yeah, I'm going to do a stream tomorrow, yeah? I'm going to go back on that stream. I'm going to find every single person in the live chat, yeah? Because I said that literally last week, and I got flamed off the chat, bro, for saying that we shouldn't be starting Doku. And I said, I'm telling you now, this guy's an injury-prone player, and everyone was cooking me, saying, nah, start him, and now he's fucking injured. He better
It's
not
not
be injured
Doku's
for too
fault as
long,
well, bro. You know, it's his body type. He needs time to train and get back into that lifestyle. And I look at guys like Anderson. Yeah, the reason I wouldn't have played him so much, I wouldn't have played him at all. To be honest with you, I would have trained his ass off before putting him in the game. I would have waited till match week 3. And I tell you why, because you know his playing style, the way he gets stuck in. You know, I just would have been a bit patient with a couple of people, man, and trusted some of the squad that you do have. I know it's not the best squad in the world, but I would have gave a few more players trust. Look at Marmouche. You know, he just scored a few goals. Why not play him today? Start him today for 90 minutes. You know, I don't know, man. Or even give Haaland 20 minutes, something like that.
All right, let me just come through some of these chats here because they're stacked up. Shout out to a True says, it's like the done years back again. Do one, bro. Yeah, I'll be. Big up Andy. He says, he's become a member. Big up to you, bro. Big up, man. Nice one. Big up KP. He says, at this point, I'm trying to figure out whose wife Nico G slept with because benching him makes no sense. Playing Rico Lewis before him makes no sense. Unless we try to put him in the shop window. That's all I can think of. Maybe we try to get rid of Kovacic. Maybe we try to get rid of Rico Lewis. Yeah, maybe that's what we try to do.
But that's what you had the last 3 games to do. Now it's picking up. You can't afford to do that no more.
True. Now I hear it. Big up Burnout. It says, my frustration was that we didn't tactically try and play anywhere like we did in pre-season. Wingers on the wrong wing. No direct play. Very odd. I'm going to come to that in a minute, yeah? Let me do the rest of your super chats, bro. We'll come on to the sort of tactics and that because I have the same opinion, bro. Big up Antal says, sitting at home watching the panel show, sipping a lovely cup of copium. Biwadi will be better than Rodri, and if I squint hard enough, I still see Pep on the touchline. Big up to you, man. Big up Harshit. He says, if we're going to get fucked off so much without a good right back, we definitely need a backup to Nunes. Our second half setup was 4 centre backs, and the attack lacked sting. Then, yeah, we're going to come on to the attack in a sec, bro. Big up to you, man. Shout out to Talk. City had no fight, no spirit. Looked like AFC was sparring. It's actually sad because that's actually true, bro. I can't lie. See a lot of people say that. Big up Richard. He says, how good is Raya compared to... Bro, I've said it for a while. I think Raya's the best goalkeeper in the world.
I was going to say, he might be best. Yeah, for sure.
He is. I said it for a while, bro. He's the best goalkeeper in the world. Good on the ball. Good in the air. Underrated in the air. And his shot stopping's mint. He's the best goalkeeper in the world.
It's funny. Like, I actually tweeted this when I was talking about Pierce Charles like a bunch of hours ago. No one ever mentions that David Raya's 6 foot because he jumps really high and commands his box.
That's a good point, that Danny. Bro.
He is very short for a goalkeeper, but he knows how to compensate for that height.
He's got a spring in him, hasn't he?
Taller, and he's got vertical. Donnarumma, he doesn't command his box well. And
let me just carry on.
It's kind of crazy.
Shout out Dylan. He says, it's bad for Nico G when Rico gets minutes first. Facts.
He was shocking today when he came on.
Yeah, he didn't do nothing. I normally like Rico in midfield, but not today. He did fuck all for me. Big up Spartacus. He says, so Gigi's shortcomings are supposed to be compensated by him saving unsavable shots, but when he doesn't consistently, where do we go from there? Well, that's the argument.
Well, we don't go anywhere. The reality is this is our keeper. And for all of his strengths, weaknesses, pros, cons, flaws, all of it, we just have to accept it because this is what we have at this point. We got rid of James Trafford, so there is no one that is pushing him in that way. I don't think Geronimo Rulli is the same type of keeper as James Trafford, in my opinion. Now, maybe I'm wrong. So I don't know that there's anybody that's going to be pushing him in any way, shape, or form. It's his position. We just have to accept it. And that may mean also accepting his flaws.
On just a quick thing on that, right? So based off today, if I was to say to you now, I'm gonna give you the Men in Black pen and wipe your memories of everything that Donnarumma's done before, would you say today that looking at him you would think he was a bad keeper with his feet?
No, I said that's what I've said.
No, the pass today. Would you say looking at him today?
No, not necessarily. No.
Right, well, there you go then. So if he does that for the rest of his life, then he's all right, isn't he?
But
he might get
away. So you're right. But also we had to adjust our system to compensate to make him look that way.
What you have to do
right. But so again, I don't dislike Donnarumma. I'm not a fan. whatever, but I don't dislike him. But you're saying, well, he didn't make any mistakes, but he didn't make any mistakes because we intentionally took away from other parts of the pitch to compensate for his weaknesses and his issues. And again, that's what we're going to have to do. But that means there's one less player in attack. There's one less player that's getting forward. There's one less player that's able to work in the build-up. So again,
that's all.
Okay, that is
what happened today. In theoretically, we're playing even less people at the back. We're only playing 3 now than we had before. All I'm saying
those 4 were able to get forward. We had to play with 3 in the buildup as opposed to 2 in the buildup. This is my point. But again, I don't dislike him. And if I keep talking about it, people are going to think that I have a personal agenda. I don't. But I think it's also fair to say we have to compensate for him. And it cost us somewhere. Wherever you want to decide it cost us somewhere. It's not, you can't just compensate for him and everything else is the same. It's just not.
As a club, we've always had to overcompensate for people, though, and that's what you have to do. We always overcompensated for Ruben Dias not being the fastest by having Kyle Walker there. You know,
right? But
you always have to do that. But that's just to get the very, very best out of certain players.
That's not. So again, I'm going to let him manage his show, whatever. But to me, putting Kyle Walker at right back is not compensating for.
Kyle Walker's your first choice.
Kyle Walker is a first class, world class. Right back, period. You would play him regardless of who was at right center back.
No, Kyle Walker was told to stay back most of his career because he was compensating for the fact that over the ball.
That's because he was shit going forward, bro.
His passing was not good. His passing wasn't good.
No, Kyle, that's a lie. Kyle Walker's very good at going forward.
Okay,
we must have been watching.
We disagree. We disagree.
No, I'm not saying he's putting in crosses like Cathlu, but in terms of a threat, he was good. He was good. In the last 5 years of his career, he never did it. But what I'm saying is the strength of his was the ball in behind allows us to have a high line, which then was the overcompensation because he could get back, and he always did get back until his legs started.
Yeah, so I think the point is on that though. Then right, he was so Diaz, yeah, but Diaz in the 22 season and the 23 season was world class. Yeah, so this is the point that I've made on this Donnarumma thing since the day we signed him. If Donnarumma can pull me massive saves out on the reg and bail us out, then it might be worth it. Even then, it might not be worth it, but it might be worth it. But in the 12 months that he's been here, yeah, I don't believe he has done enough of those saves to make the balance worth it. And obviously today, he had a shot that was at him that missed it. Yeah, so I actually think, like I say, his distribution today wasn't too bad. Forget the part about we're adapting to him, but he needs to pull out top class saves because if he's not doing that, what's the point in him being at the football club? There's literally no point. But as Tarek said, he's our goalkeeper anyway, so it is what it is.
Yeah, I have no defense for the keeper today because he didn't do his job. You know, for me, I'm a bit old school with the keeper as well. It's nice to see. Listen, just do the basics for me in terms of playing out from the back. You don't need to do a madness. Do the basics, keep the ball, yeah. Just give it to your defenders and move on. You don't have to do a madness. But more importantly, do your job. For me today, he didn't do his job. You know, he was doing. I don't know what he was doing in net, bro. He forgot how to save shots today. But you know, for me, that is his job. And more of the time, for me, he will do his job this season. He can't be like today again, where he was making howlers.
Right, I'm going to come to some more of these chats in a bit, yeah, but I wanted to come to this point about the winger. The guy sent the super chat and it was burnout. Shout out Jack, right? Am I imagining this? Because clearly not, because this guy, Jack, says he sees it as well. In pre-season, I seen Semenyo get the ball and just run at defenders. And today it was completely different. Like, I don't know if any of you guys noticed this as well, but it felt like in the 3 games in pre-season, what we did today was like different when we got the ball to the wingers. I don't know if you guys clocked it, man, but I thought it was very strange. Semenyo today was so poor compared to what we've seen in the last couple of games. It felt like watching Semenyo of last year rather than in pre-season when he was just getting the ball and just running at defenders. I don't know if any of you guys like.
It just felt slower overall. I think Doku received the ball at one point, like in some kind of space. He turned around and passed it backwards. We were a lot less direct today, which was really baffling.
I don't think you can just say, oh, because he's on the left versus the right or right versus the left. I just don't think it felt like a mentality thing. It felt like, to Danny's point, the whole team was playing slower.
And let's be real, we were playing against one of the best defenses in the world. So let's be real. They're very, very
Fair.
different to playing against the
Right,
Japanese
but
All-Stars.
wouldn't
You know
that
what I
make
mean?
you want to attack the space more?
No,
when you
no,
get
but,
to it?
but what I'm saying is there's a genuine resistance to it, whereas in other games it probably wasn't as much. You know, there is that to it.
Yeah, I just felt it was almost like they had the handbrake on a little bit today.
I posted before about it, saying it looked to me that the way we played today, especially it looked like Pep was in charge and we were struggling to find answers to stuff and we had no subs. It just looked that was not an Enzo Maresca team today. That was these lads are just going to play and just make your own ideas in the game and just do what you used to, because there was nothing in that showed anything different to what we did last year and the year before that. There's nothing new about that today at all, and that was the worrying thing is for me. I know, and I'm caveating that on the fact that he's only had a week training with some people and he will get better, but
that's also why we brought him in too, right? Because we wanted to make it the transition as seamless. Because otherwise we could have went for somebody that's completely different and blown it all up, but we don't want to do that.
There was just no answers in that, and it was very, very similar to what Pep was doing, was when we were trying to chase teams down and we're 2-0 down, we just can't score. It was very similar to that, and I didn't like that. I don't like that. I'd rather us lose and do something different now. I don't want to play and think, oh, we used to play like this under Pep. I want it to be new and different and fast, and I don't care if it's worse. I want it to be different. You know, we owe it to ourselves to try and move away as much as we can from what we did before. And if that is like we did in pre-season, be more direct, get Doku and Semenyo running at people and just spamming crosses in, do that.
I'll tell you one thing, that's disappointing me at the moment is our central area of attack. I don't know if any of you guys feel the same way as me, because like, listen, Doku on his days mint, Semenyo on his days mint, and sometimes they have off days. I just feel like we have no threat down the middle, nothing. Like Foden, for me, something ain't right there. You know what I mean? I'm not seeing this mint performances that everyone else has been seeing in pre-season. Obviously, Turkey's just come back, so we'll have to see what's going on there. But I'm just not seeing anything in that centre of the pitch, man. It's Doku and Semenyo and Prey. That's what I feel like I'm seeing. Yeah, and obviously, maybe with Anderson, he starts whipping some crosses in. But we've got to get more threatening. Like, you see Odegaard, I'm not even Odegaard's biggest fan, right? But today, when he was in the middle of that pitch, I was, like, nervous when he had the ball on the edge of our box in the middle. Did Arsenal fans feel nervous when Foden had the ball there or fucking Kovacic had the ball there? Probably not. Like, I don't know, man. Obviously, there was that rumour that came out about 2 weeks ago that said City might be looking at a central attacking player. Or, is this Enzo guy going to play as a 10? Because Chelsea fans telling me that this guy's best attribute is getting forward. Yeah, and obviously he's got the G8.
Which is weird, because I've seen plenty of them that say he's best as a deep line playmaker. He gets goals, but they actually preferred him as a deep line playmaker.
Yeah,
kind of alongside.
Turkey's got to get in this team as well, Tarek. We got to play it. I'm sorry, man.
Exactly.
I'd drop Foden, me, and put Turkey in there.
I don't think Phil was not bad today. I think if that shot goes in, that curling shot that he put, again, Raya made a good save. If that goes in, maybe we feel a little bit different about how he played. But was he great? No, I just don't think he was bad or poor.
No. I know.
I'm not suggesting you're saying that. I'm not suggesting you're saying that.
Yeah, that's not a reason to have him in the team, though, because he wasn't bad. Like,
fair.
The fucking Premier League. We need players in the team that are not bad, that are fucking mint, that are top class, top players in good form. And if they're not, they need to be on the bench. I defended Foden on the watch on before, Tarek. I agree. I don't think he was that bad. I thought on the ball he was all right, but I don't think he was great. And I think he's still mad, like not physical at all. Anyone goes near him, he just. I think for me, next game Bournemouth. I'm sorry, you've got to send Shirky in, man. He can do something. He can create something out of nothing. When he got the ball today, right, and he dribbled into the box, those Arsenal players were shitting themselves, man. Because they knew what he'd done last year and they didn't want to tackle him in case they give a penalty away. For me, next game, by the way, I didn't even want to do this. I was kind of with Steve Lewis, and that, like, I wanted to ease some of these players back in. But if we want to win the Premier League, we got to win. We lost 2 games in our first 3 last season. 6 points. We fucked about the lineup. We fucked about, bro. We lost 2 games in our first 3, and everyone was going, "Oh, it's only the first 2 games. What's everyone moaning about?" You've dropped 6 points. Don't matter when you drop it in match day 1 or match day 38. Why does it matter if it's match day 1 or 38? You still drop points. For me, Turkey's got to get in that team. You've just got to play the players that are in like some sort of form or that are just not that bad.
I'll tell you what, lads. Just on Foden there. If you look into it, that shot, if you deep it, that shot actually concerned me, and I'll tell you why. It was a good shot. But I'm telling you now, yeah, when he turned on that ball there, yeah, when he received that ball, them defenders, when they seen him lining up to shoot, they would have took a relief breath. Do you know why? Because he had a lot of space to run into, yeah. He was very far out. He's not going to score from there. I don't care, yeah, because as good as that shot was, the keeper's, it's always a safe save for the keeper, yeah. The keeper's always going to save it. What they don't want is you running at them. Well, you got space to run into there, bro. For me, that's showing a lack of confidence. And I think that's clearly is his issue. You know, we know he's got ability, but again, I'm not seeing the confidence from him, man. He's shooting from 30, 35 yards out when you could easily do something more, like run into the space, create something, or shoot closer to the goal. It's like he just wanted to get rid of the ball almost. And, you know, it's actually quite concerning.
I don't know.
For me,
Is it
man.
Confidence, though? Is it actually confidence, though, bro? I think it's a physical thing.
He just rushed his shot, though, bro. He just rushed his shot. Like, he could have done so much more. He could have ran into the space.
I can't remember the last time Foden got the ball and put his laces through a shot.
That was a safe thing to do for me.
You remember that PSG? Was it PSG game a couple of years ago when he got the ball off the corner and drilled it bottom corner?
I've seen him do it enough times against Dortmund as well. Remember that one?
Yeah, what was it, Dortmund?
Yeah, I think it was Dortmund.
When was the last time we seen Foden? This is the point I'm trying to make about Foden. I was talking to my mate before in the chat. I says it's like he's down on power. Yeah, like limp mode.
I'm telling you now, bro. Yeah, just think about it. Yeah, if Cherky gets the ball there, he's doing some more. He's doing something more than that. Like he's driving at the defenders. Yeah, he's making the defender come to him, and then he's playing it around him, putting Haaland on a plate. You know, but that was rushed for me, and it's lack of confidence, man. And yeah, but what you're saying is true. But also that also ties into confidence because if you know you're probably going to get bodied, bro, or you know something like that, you're not showing the power. You know, your confidence ain't going to be there as well. I don't know what's going on with him, bro, but it's not the same guy.
Yeah. See what else you guys are saying in the chat. Josh says he's had ankle problems, but bro, he's been fit for all pre-season. He's not played a fucking match for about 6 months.
Yeah,
bro.
he's had the summer off. They can't even make a point about like international tournaments or Club World Cup or whatever anymore. Like he's gotten the summer off. Like
he hardly played at the end of the season.
I'm the biggest academy guy you'll meet. This guy's one of our own, but like this is like the make or break season for me. Like there's no sort of procedure we can do that's like, oh, he's suffering because of this, that, and the other. Like we've given him the perfect platform to succeed this season. And if it doesn't happen this season, I just don't know what to do.
He's down on power. I'm telling you, man. Like there was a time today, yeah, when he got the ball and he picked it up in like our half and he was driving forward. And like the way he's running, like it's like he's not got the power. I don't know, man. I can say for me, I don't know, like I don't know. Does he need to eat more, bring in more calories? Is he running on empty? He needs to get to the gym, build some muscle. I don't know.
Calorie deficit.
Bro, like he plays like he's in a calorie deficit.
He's had the whole summer to do that. He's had the whole summer to bulk up. I don't get it.
I feel like he needs to bulk up, man, and put some muscle on because for me, I think it is a strength thing, Josh. I think it is, bro. I think it is a strength thing. You can say whatever it is, yeah, but I think it is a strength thing. I think he looks lightweight, weak. Whenever someone goes near him, he just falls on the floor. You know?
I think physicality in today's game is so underrated, you know. And I think if you look at the likes of, you know, all the stars that came through like that, a guy like Wayne Rooney, when he was coming through, he was young, but he was a beast. You know, like these guys, man, you need to realize a large part of the game is having that about you, that bit of fighting, you know, strength and power about you, as well as the tech. You know, you have to combine it all together in today's game. Today's game is a very physical game, man.
Yeah. Let me give you a positive, boys. My only positive from the game. Yeah. And no, it's not that we only lost 3-0. Yeah. I thought Doku looked good for the first for the last sort of 25 minutes of the first half before he got injured. He played in that little inside role, give one of them nice passes to Haaland. He put one across the 6-yard area that really should have gone in as well. So that was good. But then he got injured. That's literally my only fucking positive. Real talk.
Even the positive
20 minutes
attached to it.
And that was a 20 minutes. Yeah, I don't think he started the game well. And I'm telling you now, yeah, if Maresca's going to play Doku as this touchline winger, get ready for the frustrations to come back, mate, because it'll be like the first season and his second season. I'm telling you now, he needs to get inside. He needs to play him inside. I hope Maresca don't play Doku as a touchline winger, man, because I do not think that's going to work, chat. I just don't think it's going to work. Yeah, but I thought he did all right, Doku, towards the end of the first half. Other than that, I really don't have a lot of positives, man. Obviously, Haaland just doing the same thing. No one creates any well, they created a couple of chances, but like, he had 7 touches. It's, you know, fuck me. Anyway, let me go to some more of these
I think
chats.
you're right about Doku, bro, because like he's wasting a lot of his potential and his threat because he does offer so much of threat. And when you got him on that touchline, I think it just wastes it, to be honest, because when he goes inside, he's even more of a nightmare. And
What was
he actually
Nico
does find those passes as well.
Bro, what was Nico Riley told to do today, by the way? Does anybody know what his job was on the football pitch? He wasn't inverted into midfield. He wasn't overlapping Doku. He wasn't staying back and helping out Gavaggio.
It kind of felt like he was out of position all game. It felt like
Well, I say because he was in midfield at times, but then he was kind of all over the So
it felt like Madueke.
But again, this is go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
It felt like Madueke was in acres of space every time Arsenal got the ball. So I don't know. Maybe I'm remembering wrong, but like
he just looked lost to me. A bit like Kuzanov, you know, just lost.
Do you think he's making a mistake here playing this 3-at-the-back system? Oh, no.
Time will tell, man, but he needs time to prove it, bro. Clearly, at the moment, the guys ain't ready for it. But, you know, give him time. Unfortunately, that's the only answer in it. They need it.
Didn't Gay play the 5-at-the-back or 3-at-the-back for Palace? Shouldn't he? He'd probably be in the side then, shouldn't he? If he played. He should probably play. I'd probably drop Diaz and put Gay in there.
It's crazy to say, innit, man? But Diaz again today, he just looked like he had his problems today, bro. Like, I don't know what's going on with him as well, bro. He wasn't the same guy. Especially on that first goal, yeah. You can argue Kuzanov as well, but also Diaz. Get a bit closer as well. You know, communicate with him, bro. Do what you're supposed to do. Lead him. You know, where was Diaz on that first goal?
Yeah.
You can't be conceding in 20 fucking seconds, man. You know, if we concede in that amount of time when the season starts, bro, yeah, bro.
You know what, though? To be fair, if David Silva plays that ball, Miles Lewis Skelly, and we're all sat here wanking him off.
I don't want to hear it, bro. You know, not today.
I know, but you're sitting here. But if one of our players did that, you'd be like, man, what a blast!
It was a great goal.
It was a. You got to hold your hands up and say, you know what? Sometimes
I agree. It was a great goal. We fucked it.
You can't be conceding goals within that time. Not in any game.
Nah, I hear it. You've got to be alert. You've got to be alert. It's top level football. You know what I mean? There's always something you can do.
I don't care how good the pass was, bro. The space was there to be passed through. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, Foden dives in and then he gets cooked, and then obviously
he got cooked as well.
Calafiori runs off.
And also, again, man, listen, Donnarumma, man, bro, that goal for me, all the goals he can be held accountable today. Of course, you can blame Kuzanov as well for that header. You know, he shouldn't have got there. I know that, but listen, I'm a Donnarumma guy, as I've stated. I think he'll prove man wrong, but man, all of them goals today, man, bro, you look like fucking.
I think you're being harsh, man. On the first
one,
I
don't think you can do the first and the third.
He died the wrong way.
Because Steve, think about it. You know, on like penalties, they have to gamble one way because they don't have time to, like, when they see the ball, dive after it. He kind of had to guess because he was in so much acres of space.
You've got to guess, or else otherwise he just goes in either side.
I want to see more. I want to see more there, man.
Yeah. You know, the weird thing is today, right? If we'd somehow won today, we'd have been all sitting going, yeah, we're all right. I'm glad. In a way, big scheme of things, it's kind of like allowed us to know we're actually so far off it right now that there's work to do.
So far off.
You know, we don't want to be under a false insecurity and think that we've scammed the Charity Shield against Arsenal. Maresca's going to win the league. You know, after watching that, you should know we're in the trenches for a bit, and it's going to be rough until we get things right. So, you know,
it's how far.
Silver lines in that. It was a bad game today. We played bad. You know, let's hope that that's kicked up some people up the arse. And internally now they'll be on the training ground Monday or tomorrow. They might be going, things have got to change. You know, or it might be that stigma to say this can't be acceptable because it's my way now. I've seen this. These are the standards. We can never go below this. And if you do, then you might be out of the team. It might be a case of some players might just get randomly dropped. And you know, you've got to prove your points. Now it is a clean slate for everyone. And hopefully this result has actually shown that some players aren't untouchable. And if that's the case, then so be it. We have to just deal with it. And you know. There's going to be some stinky results. There is,
bro. Yeah, because you know people need to learn.
And there's going to be some players that you won't expect it, but they'll probably play bad, and you'll be sat there baffled by it. It's just the way it happens under a new manager. You know. Yeah,
I think we get this Biwadi in the next 48 hours. I
can't wait. You know,
I don't care.
I'm like you, LB. I've only seen him a couple of times, and from what I saw in the World Cup, he had one good game. The rest were all a bit average. He's only a young lad. And I'm just going to say this now to people who think this young lad's going to come into the Premier League and start taking a piss. You are going to be in for a hell of a disappointment.
I'll tell you what,
He's going to need a
boys,
year.
yeah,
He's going to need a year to get used to the Premier League. He'll play, but what I'm saying is, look at how Rodri had to adapt to get used to the league, and what sort of player Rodri was at the time. Buadi's a level or two below that. He'll come good in the end. I imagine he will, and it's one for the future. But if you're thinking Buadi's going to come in and start turning into prime Rodri in 4 games, you're going to be in for one hell of a suffering season. The guy needs a chance to get used to things.
I'm telling you now, bro. Yeah, it's getting me gassed. I'll tell you why, bro. Because I remember watching Kuzanov's highlights in that year. That's all I needed. I watched Kuzanov's highlights, yeah, and I'm saying this guy's going to come in, yeah. He's going to be. And listen, I'm telling you now, Kuzanov, for me, he's a top dog. And I'm seeing the same sort of things from my guy now, Buadi. Yeah, I'm seeing things where I'm like, you know what? You got something special in you.
Premier League's a different animal, mate. Especially in that position, which we know. He's so important in the Premier League,
yeah. He's one of the best centre backs for me in the league. When he's playing in a proper centre back position, not this wide shit today. You know,
even on that day, even Kusanov got given time, mate.
Would you?
Go on, sorry, bro.
No. I was just going to ask. So I agree that there's going to take some time. Are you of the opinion that we should just put him in and live or die with any mistakes that he makes? Or are you of the mindset that we should, because again, we got, just to use who he's put out there right now, we got Kovacic there, right? So do you put Kova in there or whoever else is going to
I think long term, Anderson will play that position. It'll be someone ahead of him. That'll be whoever that is. I mean, if we bring in the dickhead from Chelsea, that's fine. But, you know, whoever that is, Anderson's going to be the one that plays deeper. Buadi will get game time. Just don't expect him to be.
I don't need him to be amazing. I just need him to be competent.
He will be competent. He obviously is in international football.
Well, that's good because you've got Anderson.
What I'm saying is, people, the way I've read
player.
in the chat and the comments are, people are thinking he's going to come in and become.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, I don't need Buadi to come in and be prime Rodri. I need him to come in and pick the ball up, move it forward, get stuck in, make a tackle, and let the others forwards, the wingers, Cherky, all these guys do the ball.
So you don't need him to be the one that gets the 100 touches every match. He just got to get the ball to Anderson. Anderson can do that.
Did you see the clip? Did you see the little compilation somebody did?
I saw
Everton game. Yeah? Did you see it? Because he played in that friendly yesterday.
Yeah, he was good in that game, bro.
All he did in that friendly yesterday, that's all I need him to do as City. Get the ball and move it forward quickly. Don't take touch. Oh, here you go, Donnarumma. Fucking get the ball.
Bro.
I'll tell you one of the things that's pissed me off the last 2 years is watching this midfield pass the ball sideways and backwards every fucking game. There's not been a single player in that team for the last 2 years, apart from Rodri, who gets the ball and move it forward, And that's part of the problem with Nico G, which you spoke about and that Pep Guardiola spoke about. Now, what I've seen from that clip this morning, from Buadi, is that when he gets the ball, he moves it quickly and he moves it forwards. And that's all I need you to do, mate, You don't need to start doing mad skills. You don't have to start doing 40 yards pingers. Get the ball, move it forward. Cherky should be in space. Doku should be in space. Fucking Anderson should be somewhere near you, and so should some menu on the wing. Or worst case scenario, just drill it straight up to Haaland, man. Yeah, that's it.
Can I ask?
That Kofi's saying about certain men are going to be surprised that he's not going to turn up trees. I think you're going to be surprised, bro. I think he will turn up trees.
I'd love to be surprised, but I'm just going off what I've seen in terms of world football for 30 years, mate. It's very, very rare. Small 0.5% that a player comes in and actually does that anyway.
I won't call you out like this, Pulpy, because I like you, but that's the same thing that the other Chelsea fan said about Haaland when he came in. It was disrespectful to everybody that had come before and how he's not going to score goals and all this other stuff. As I said, you're not in the same conversation at all.
There's a market difference there between the players. Buadi's playing in the French league and he's had a couple of made 20 games for Morocco.
The German league's just as shit, mate. It's probably the same sort of shit.
I mean, again, like people have said, if I could ask for one league for a player to develop him prior to coming here, it would be the French league because it's the closest to the.
It's physical, Danny. Over there,
exactly. But I think I speak for everyone here when I say if he tries to progress the ball and makes mistakes doing that, none of us will really care. It's if he plays it safe and tries to play laterally and makes mistakes.
To some extent,
the guy's young. The guy deserves.
He has a stinking game, mate. There'll be people out there with Buadi out on their profiles, mate. You just know it will be. Nobody's safe anymore.
I don't think he really will make mistakes. I remember when Kusanov came in and made that mistake on his debut. I wasn't worried, because I've seen qualities as well. It's like this Buadi guy now. I don't think he will make many mistakes at all. I think he's.
Rodri did, mate. Rodri was first year. He was full of mistakes.
And he got slandered
people
for it,
were
didn't he?
questioning why we bought Rodri for 60 million. What is this? What is this guy doing? You know, so you're going to take. It's going to take Rodri a year. It's going to take Rodri a year in a season where we're all learning again.
But Waddy's coming in at a lower base than put Rodri. Rodri came in, yeah. Fernandinho was still there. All right, yeah, he's getting a bit older or whatever, but Fernandinho was still there. Gundogan was still there, yeah. Like Rodri come in a more difficult time for him because he was coming into a better team. KDB was there, yeah. Phil was still there at the time. I can't remember, yeah. But Waddy's coming in. He's got Kovacic in front of him, Pulpy. So like,
Well, to be fair though, LB, he wasn't competing with KDB for a spot. He was competing with Fernandinho. But then again,
no, that's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is Rodri coming to a better team. Rodri coming to a team that was better. So like there was less pressure on Rodri to come in and need to cook. We're all saying what we're saying is if Buwadi don't come in, if Buwadi comes in and he's shit, we've got serious fucking problems this season.
He's not going to be shit, is he? He's just not going to be.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, if Rodri came in that first season and was ass, we had KDB to bail us out.
He wasn't ass.
We had Aguero to bail us out. We had Sterling, Sane, whoever it was. We had all these players at the football club. There wasn't the pressure on Rodri in that first season because we had all these mint players. With all due respects to the current players, yeah, they're not as good as the ones that were there when Rodri first come in. So Buwadi's under more pressure to deliver.
Yeah, Buwadi's not as good as Rodri was when Rodri came in, so the whole standards dropped down. It's still the same. It's still the same scenario. It's just the standards gone down a notch. That's all, right?
But everyone's worse.
Yeah, but the players might not be as good as what they were when Rodri came on. But Rodri's now better than Buwadi, so
Rodri
the whole
is better
thing just
than
moved
Buwadi.
down a level.
Yeah, of course he is. But again, Buwadi's coming in and he's competing against Kovacic. If Buwadi can't look levels on Kovacic, we've got a problem.
Have you seen, bro, how physical this guy is, bro?
We all agreed before that we'd realise that Kovacic isn't going to be the man starting and playing most of the games anyway because you know he's just filling in.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not asking Buwadi to come in and be world class. I'm coming in and asking him to be competent. But that means come in and look quite a lot better than Kovacic. But I'm not asking you to look like prime Busquets or prime Rodri here. Just be better than Kovacic. That's it. I don't think that's a hard ask. Be better than Kovacic. Hard ask,
but it's not going to happen straight away, mate. It's not.
What? Not be better than Kovacic?
No, I'm telling you. No.
Well, cancel the signing then, bro. Because I'm telling you now, if you're telling me
too much for an 18-year-old to come in,
80 million quid on the
price tag doesn't make you all of a sudden the best player in the world.
No quality.
No one's saying that. They're just saying be better than Kovacic.
We cannot be better than Kovacic.
I just don't think he will be to start with, mate.
What do you see in Kovacic and none of us do? It's confusing.
It's what?
I can't believe it.
It's confusing. You see something in Kovacic, obviously, that none of the other four of us do.
A lot of people don't see anything in Kovacic because at the end of the day, he plays games when your insert name favorite player doesn't play, and Kovacic is the fall guy. He's the scapegoat.
No. I think what Danny's asking,
somebody else scapegoating. It's scapegoat phenomenon that everyone has in this club. Everyone has got it. I've got my own.
I'm not scapegoating Kovacic. I like him. I'm saying
it's Kovacic's playing. That means somebody else isn't playing. That means somebody's favourite player is not playing, and when we don't win, it's Kovacic's fault. And take Kovacic out, it's somebody else.
No one's blamed Kovacic. I've not spoken about Kovacic once. What I'm saying is, I'm saying Kovacic is not that great, is he? In world football right now, he's not a top 10.
Not as good as he used to be, no.
Or top 15, or even top 20. Yeah. All I'm saying is, if Buwadi can't come in and just be better than Kovacic now, who's not kicked a ball for 12 months and he's 32 years old, right? We got serious fucking problems, and we should reassess whether this is a good signing or not.
I've already seen enough, bro. Yeah, trust me. Don't even worry in it. This guy's going to come in and be a beast.
Signing, LB.
This guy's a beast.
I think it's a good signing. But it's a good signing. But if he comes in and he's worse than Kovacic, is what you're saying, it's a terrible signing.
No, I didn't say he's worse. I said he's not going to be as good as Kovacic. He's not going to be as good enough to be replaced. He's not going to come in. You all think he's going to come in at the ground running. He's all of a sudden come in straight away. He's better than Kovacic.
We'll see about that then. Yeah,
we'll see. I don't think he's going to
find out. We'll find out. I want him to come in and be the best player in the league.
Nope.
I want him to come in and be the best player in the league. I want him to come in
of course, but that's not the expectation, though. That's not the expectation.
I'd love him to come in and do that, but the reality is, how many players have you seen come in at that age and take the piss like that? They don't.
Is Kovacic taking the piss?
Kovacic won't be playing.
Hang on, there is a fair amount of players that come in young and do well. You know,
Yeah, but
players do that.
not in central midfield. They don't. Not in that position.
Why not?
They don't. Well, you give me examples, and there might be one or two in the world. Fabregas is one that I can imagine that goes back a long time. That coming in and that's it. They're all right. Other than that, give me someone else who's 18 years old who's coming in midfield and really took the league apart.
For me, I'm not bothered about the position. Yeah, for me, if you know the position, that's your position. That's obviously his position.
I've got midfielders, Steve. Who is it? Who has come in? Who's 18-year-old?
He's going to show you, man. Trust me.
I hope he does. What I'm saying is that in that specific position, there's not many young kids that have come in the Premier League and gone, you know what, I'm going to take this league by the balls. There's not.
But
So
we're not.
the only thing that I would say
do that. We're asking
is-
him to be better than the current.
Who's selling Bellingham? When has Bellingham done that in the Premier League? Get out of here, you mutant.
If we bring him in and he doesn't pretty quickly surpass Kovacic, then I'm going to look at the people that are doing the scouting and all that kind of stuff and say we've got major problems because again, we've brought in Nico G and you're telling me he's not good enough. We brought in this guy and he's not good enough. We brought in going all the way back to Calvin Phillips and he's not good enough. We don't know how to scout this position and we either need to play a different style that doesn't require it or what else are we supposed to do? Because there's no way we can keep missing in that same spot on the pitch.
Nah, I hear it, man.
I hear it, bro.
Right, can I do some of these super chats, lads? Because they've been here for a bit, innit? They've just been waiting for me to read them out. Big up Naval. He says Enzo's taken his style at Chelsea to City. That's why he leaked City a goal in 25 seconds. This is nothing new. He won't change it. It's his way or the highway. Big up Naval. Shout out Elephant. 60 mil. Look a great partner next to Anderson. Who's that?
I agree. He will look a great partner.
No, he's talking.
No, what he's saying is the money we're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah. The money, if you put the money on the pitch, the 60 million is going to look great, right? So you'd rather, in his case, he's probably saying he'd rather have Rodri than the 60 million because Rodri next to Anderson would have been great.
We'd all want Rodri to stay, but the reality is the guy's checked out. It doesn't matter. Rodri's gone.
Yeah, big up Elephant, man.
Yeah, man.
Big up Snoops. He says, tribute for my guy, Tariq losing his voice.
Big up, Snoopy.
Facts. Big up to you, bro. Big up Naval. City for me isn't the issue. It's Maresca. It's his playing style. He beats the big teams, but throws away results when you should be winning again.
Based off what? He's never done anything for City, so why are you coming up with these things?
Yeah, so I didn't expect us to necessarily. I wanted to win this game, but
Chelsea. No respect to Chelsea fans. Your club is no way near the level of our club, so your standard is very different to ours, and our expectations are very different. You've got different levels of squad, different levels of players. We work in different levels and areas, miles above you are. Yeah, you've got shitloads of money, boo, well done, but you are levels below us right now.
I think Maresca was doing very well at Chelsea, mate.
And he was doing all right at Chelsea, but he's working in very different circumstances. We have a very, very top table. You're nowhere near the top table. Get out of here.
But what he's saying is that he had a tendency to throw away matches against poor teams. And we saw that with Pep at times, where we would lose to teams that we shouldn't be losing to. You might beat the big teams, but that's what he's saying. Again, whether it's true or not, I don't know. But I'm just saying.
We're going to have some stinky results, and that
we have to see if that translates to City. Naval might come back and say, yo, he's doing the same shit that he did at Chelsea, bro. And but he might not do. We don't know, do you? You have to wait and see how the season goes. But big up Naval, man. Big up Richard. Just some coins for Tariq's cook session. Yeah, Tariq, we're liking it, bro.
I guess the people want me to lose my mind every week. I'm not going to do it.
Big up JS. He says, even if you stop playing out the back and go long, the midfield doesn't even look strong enough to win those duels or second balls. Either way, it's peak. This has been the thing, though, for 2 years, though, JS. So the fact that that's not been addressed really is quite poor. But yeah, I'm with you.
I think Kovacic has a lot to do with not looking strong enough. You know, if you got Anderson in there, he's a very strong guy. If you get Boadi in there, he's 6'2". He looks solid. You know what I mean? So we'll see about that as well.
Yeah. Nah, big up JS, man. Big up James. He says, we're having to adapt our build-up around Donnarumma and teams know it, which worries me. It's given us a weakness that teams will target in their press. 2 weeks left with loads to do is rough. Humble today, bro. That's why he started tonight after the game. No surprise to see all that shit pop off after the game, bro.
I really like what's seen there, LB. I really like that press conference saying, no nonsense, no messing about. Business needs to be done.
How refreshing was that from Maresca? He come out and he just said, yo, I need players and I need them now because the game kicks off in a week. Yeah, get me the fucking players. He's saying to Viana, you need to sort this shit out rapid.
Show me the money, man.
Yeah, on top of that, I also like the fact that he basically just said, Biwadi's coming to City. Like, I kind of like the fact he said that as well. No fucking about. But yeah, James, man, we'll have to see if it works out. The Donnarumma thing, we'll just see. You know, the people who are backing Donnarumma who keep saying it's going to be fine. We'll see if they're right. I don't think they're going to be right, but time will tell. Big up Spartacus. He says Pulpit used appeal to authority fallacy to its prime. People who are more informed than us can make mistakes as well. They are less likely to, though. Yes, that is true. They can still make mistakes, Pulpit.
I'm not saying they couldn't make mistakes.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is people who you sit there judging people about this, that, and the other when you're just sitting for a screen where somebody's living and working every day and going to sleep on the mind every day. It's like very different.
But that's why I have a problem with the journalists, though, Pulpit. Because why is none of the journalists asking the manager, saying...
They're not real, journalists aren't real people. They're just AI now. There's not a real journalist out there anymore.
What?
Which use ChatGPT to ask questions. That's pretty much what they all do.
You've seen Sam Lee pop off at people on the timeline. You're calling them AI.
Right, here's the thing, right? So Sam Lee is one of those last generational sort of like real journalists. The rest coming underneath that are all these up and coming idiots who rely on ChatGPT. They don't ask real questions. They don't do anything. They're not asked. All they do is ask questions to get clickbait. It's all clickbait now. It's all it is. Real journalism is dead. It's gone. It's over.
Yeah. Sam Lee's had enough of all y'all in the city fan base.
Yeah,
he is losing it on y'all.
He's lost a plot in it. You know, he's not happy with these guys. Big up, man. Big up to BM. He says, jumping out the ship when the club needed him most. Rodri is not a legend for me. However, thanks to his contributions, he's a legend to me. Bro.
He's a legend.
Yeah, he's definitely.
I think you're hurt, bro. I'm not gonna lie, BM. I think you're hurt. You know, like what I mean, when your girl leaves you or something like that. But it's I think for me, he is a legend. He definitely is.
He's achieved legendary things. Legends don't leave you and drop in the shit. They treat your club with respect. Legends, the very, very top legends, are the ones that we treat the club with the utmost respect. They're the ones that you look up to and think, you got a statue. They're the legends. Does Rodri get a statue? No.
Why though? Why?
Well, why? Because of what's just happened now. It's unsavoury.
What?
It's unsavoury.
What did a transfer?
And you say to the club, "What I want to transfer." It doesn't. It's all snide. This is snideness, mate. I can't handle the snideness when you don't need to be snide.
What's the snideness?
We all know this has been snide, mate. Come on.
I don't think it's
really 2 weeks ago. He wanted to leave and go back to Real Madrid because his family wanted to go back to Real Madrid, and now he's ended up at Barcelona, which
he wanted to go back to Spain. Why are you so upset about that point?
It's snide,
You're so
mate.
upset that a Spanish man wants to go back to Spain and win a fucking trophy in his whole country.
I don't care about that. If you wanted to do that, I'd say fair play to you, mate. Tell me that and go. What has happened now?
It's fucking been obvious for about a year that he's going.
It's snide.
Sam Lee's been telling us for time that he's going.
Yeah. So what? It doesn't
the
make it any
contract's
more
been on the table for 2 years and he's never signed it. It's quite obvious.
It doesn't make it any less snide, mate. It doesn't make it any less snide. It's ended in a bitter taste. It didn't need to be.
No, you're making it like that.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
It's my opinion that
you're
it's
making
snide.
It like that.
I feel like it's been snide.
Yeah, and I think you're going to... I'm trying to save you here because I think you're going to regret this.
Why? What regret what?
Because in 20 years' time, yeah, when we're looking back at the treble and you see that the E-Funk
No.
Goal, you're going to have to say, La Serpiente bagged the fucking winner against Inter Milan in the Champions League final to win us the treble. That's what you're going to have to do.
He achieved legendary things. They all did.
Legend. He's a legend.
He scored a Champions League winning goal. Legendary thing. Legendary. Right. David Silva, legend. Aguero, legend. Vincent Kompany, legend. Fernandinho, legend. Kevin De Bruyne, legend. Next group down. All those people under that.
Let's put Bernardo Silva in this.
To be fair, I do actually think he's a club legend for what he's a club legend / cult hero.
Hey,
and people say, "Oh, but he wanted to leave." Yes, I know he did.
About 5 years, bro.
Right? Did he give it every single thing to the very last game? He missed 9 games in 9 years, mate.
How do you know Rodri?
But Rodri hasn't missed. He missed injury, but it's not like he's just sitting out holding out. I refuse to play.
How do you know that?
I don't know about that. I don't know. Something with the Rodri thing just stinks towards the end.
Rodri turned up in a Carabao Cup final last season against Arsenal. Was the best player on the pitch to win us the trophy. How do you know he wasn't trying?
So good, it just hurts. That's all it is.
Yeah, no, Pulpit's hurt, bro. But I'm telling him, man, I think he's going to.
I'm not hurt. Did I say 2 years ago? Life after Rodri's here. I wasn't hurt. I'm not hurt. I'm over it. I'm over it 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I think it's.
I'm not hurt by it. I'm not at all. I'm pissed off. I'm pissed
off.
I'm not hurt. Bro. Hurt makes me feel like I might go to bed and cry about it. I'm disappointed and pissed off that he didn't need to.
There we go. Let it out.
It's different. Hurt is me going. I'm sad lies. I'm hurt. I've taken it personally. No, I'm disappointed. I'm pissed off that he's come to this.
There it is.
Didn't need to be this way. And for that reason, he's no longer a legend. For me. personally. You guys can do what you want. It's fine. We all have our own lines. I'm not
Are
saying
you not hurt or pissed off about Bernardo then? No.
No, I'm not, because he served his time and he'd give it all, and he went out.
Has Rodri not served his time?
Who?
Rodri.
Well, the 7 years of the 3, one was injured, 2 was injured, and 1 was shit. So
It's
4
not
of
his
the
fault.
7.
It's
So
not
you
his fault.
criticize the man for getting hurt,
Yeah, exactly. That's not his fault.
No, that's just unfortunate.
but
It
that's
is
what
very
you just
unfortunate.
said.
You just held it against it.
So if so, this is what I would say, right? If for some reason, which this doesn't even matter now because it's already passed, if we didn't sell him and he refused to turn up and he refused to do whatever, that's when you could have a problem. But as far as I know, he has given everything for the club for every match that he's been available.
Yeah, the thing is as well, boys. Yeah,
Has he, Tarek?
I mean, if you tell me a one that he hasn't, then I'll concede.
There's
But
a few things rumbling around that the last year his eyes were only on being fit for the World Cup and not particularly asked about giving it all for City for last season.
How do we know that?
We don't know that as much as you don't. I don't know that as much
I
as you
think
don't
that's a
know it
mad
either.
claim that you got.
Well, you don't know, do you? But there was
serious
rumors that they were disappointed with it. Above that, they were disappointed with his conduct.
I'll tell you what, I
towards
was disappointed, yeah?
There you
That's
go.
what I've been disappointed with. I was disappointed that even though this guy was coming out saying he needed help for fucking years, we didn't buy anyone apart from Calvin Phillips. We ran him into the ground, so much so that his ACL snapped. Yeah? That's what I'm pissed off with. I'm pissed off that we didn't give this guy the tools via top-class players after the treble to go and retain the fucking Champions League. That's what I'm pissed off with. No wonder the guy wants to go back to Spain. We ain't winning the Champions League this year. Do you know what I mean?
mate, I get that. But to counter that, if Roger is that concerned about overplaying games, why did he not drop out of Spain games?
What is national country?
Well, hang on. But if he was
Why
that
should he? Why
I've- I
should
mean,
he?
there's
When it's
friendlies and
Man
stuff.
City with the
No, what
fault
I'm
that
saying
he's
is-
burnt out. It's not
Hang
from
on,
Spain's fault. We
we
didn't
don't
buy
pay his
a single
wages,
fucking
mate.
player to help him out. No one. We ran him into the ground.
It can
He
be-
come back after that ACL last year, Pulpy, and played 3 games in the space of a week
And we all agreed at the time that was wrong.
last week. But that's how he's been treated since he's been here. Run into the ground. Never got him any proper cover. None. No proper cover. He's never had a single player. At this
He's also a
football
victim of his own success as
since
well
he's
in that
been here
respect.
to have a
isn't he?
single
Let's be
cover.
real.
Huh?
He's also a victim of his own success in that field that became irreplaceable. So Pep had to play him.
They could have gone and got Bruno G, 100 million to play next
mate,
to him.
we need an intervention for
Yeah,
you, boss.
and then he could have fucking filled in. Yeah, that's the truth, bro. Yeah, so it's all right saying, but he done this, he didn't do that, he didn't do this. How about what the club didn't do? That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
For me, bro, yeah, the reason
We'll
Rodri's
never
a
know.
legend is to
It'll
me
come out in years
is
what happens.
because the reason he's a legend for me is just because he's the best player I've seen play in that position. No matter how long he was here, he was the best I've seen do it. Now, also, let's just say he's not a legend, yeah? So what do you think he's asked? He's not that
No, he's
asked,
not.
bro.
I don't
He
think he
just
gives one
came
shit,
in,
mate.
he's done his time, and now he's bouncing. It was a good time while he was there. I don't think I don't think he's gonna be crying at night. Am I a City legend or not? He's obviously not that bothered. That's why he's left. So good luck to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It doesn't change my life one way or the other.
All right, let me do some more of these chats. Shout out to Adam. He says, from the likes of Zaba, Vinny, Yaya, De Jong, Dino, Merlin, Kun, Rodri, and Cole, and a decade of Pep, 2, Ruben, Kovacic, Grealish, Savino, Nunes, Cole, plus Maresca. We have peaked like all do. This could be a decade rebuild. I don't think it's a decade rebuild,
I mean,
bro.
there's some questionable names in there.
What we got to do now, yeah, we got to make correct decisions. Yeah, we got to make the correct decisions here, mate, because the last few years, transfer window-wise, has not been great. We got to make the correct decisions. He's got to get it right. There's so much pressure on Viana now on these transfers. He's got to get it right. We can't be having more Reinders and Marmouches. They're not possible.
It lasts as long as we let it last. We've sold the wrong goalkeeper, which sets us back a bit, and then we've made a couple knee-jerk signings that have not worked out in the long term. We've got to start looking to the long term. I think that's what Buwadi helps us with. It's going to be a slow developer, and eventually he's going to be a very good player for us. So that's
hopefully, bro. They got Adam, man. I appreciate it. Shout out to Sam, 11 months, says, to question the overall quality of Donnarumma is utter madness. We picked Donnarumma over Trafford because he's a better keeper. Get behind our player. Sam, right? So first of all, I'm behind Donnarumma, right? And I don't know why Donnarumma, like Glazers or whatever, acts like we're not behind Donnarumma. I want Donnarumma to succeed because if Donnarumma succeeds, City succeed. All I can tell you is my opinion is that this goalkeeper will not be the goalkeeper in Manchester City next year because his distribution is below par. He's terrible in the air. And I'm not even convinced on this shot-stopping thing. Yeah, so I'm behind Donnarumma 100%. That doesn't mean I'm going to call it out when he's making mistakes and errors, bro. Yeah, 100% I'm behind him. I'm not wanting him. See, people say, you want him to make mistakes? Fuck off.
Yeah, definitely not.
Get the fuck out of here, man. I don't want this guy to make mistakes. You're fucking joking. I want this guy
just
to
has
be
made
making
mistakes.
world-class saves. You go and watch the fucking watch-along against United when he made that save against Mbeumo, or the save against McAllister at Anfield. I want this guy to be making world-class saves. I've already said, I thought his distribution today was very good, which is the ironic thing about the whole conversation, is because the thing that we're actually talking about is the thing that he's meant to be mint at, shot-stopping. Yeah, so for me, I want him to do well, Sam, and I'm backing him. I promise you I'm backing him. I don't want him to fail, yeah? I'm just telling you, in my opinion, he will fail, yeah? But, bro, I want to be proven wrong. Of course I want to be proven wrong, bro. 100%. Defo. Yeah, and anybody that does want the guy to fail is a fucking weirdo.
They're not City fans, innit?
Not so, if you want him to do bad, like what you want about, like that's just crazy take. If you see that, Sam, if you see a City fan who actively wants Donnarumma to fail, then they ain't a City fan, bro. Because how you want a City player to do bad, especially a fucking goalkeeper.
Yeah, man.
So, big up Sam, man. But I promise you, bro, I want this guy to do well and I'm backing him. Shout out to Will. He says, big up Dr. B and the lads. Come on, Will, man. Big up to you. Naval again. He says, I've got to leave it at this, though. You have Haaland and them lot. You'll have you on leash playing negative football and really slow possession negativity. Well, that's why people was questioning it, because in pre-season, it was the complete opposite, bro. You know what I mean? So big up to you. Big up Oscar for the super chat. He says, we need to play Anderson as an 8 and sign a real 6. Well, that's Biwadi. I think Biwadi's going to be the 6 and Anderson's going to be the 8. Yeah. Shout LB says Skelly should have been a red. By the way, I didn't see that live.
Yeah.
I didn't see this live, but I've seen it back. Have you seen this?
Terrible challenge.
Yeah, bad challenge.
Oh, was that the one on O'Reilly?
No,
Anderson.
it was on
It was on Anderson.
Yeah,
It was on Anderson. You could say the same about Gabriel as well. He was good at being Kusanov's neck. You can't do that.
Bro,
Yeah.
if they get away with this again this year, man, I might have to pack it in, bro. I'm not going to lie.
You can't do that, bro.
Bro, this set piece
But
thing
that's-
now is getting ridiculous. He was fouling Kusanov.
yeah, and that's why I'm glad that the ref just was like, no, ball, goal kick, shut up, go away, to him and to Arteta, because it's like, no,
Yeah,
we're not
Arteta
gonna
got
do that.
onto the fourth official. And I want to go with mad at him.
Yeah, he's like,
go away.
Just sort of walks off smiling and like just hanging in it. It's already hanging.
Yeah, he's a nasty rat, bro.
Yeah.
Pope, you should be calling him a snake. That's who you should call a snake.
Miles Lewis Skelly.
No,
Arteta.
well, I mean Arteta.
Arteta.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can't stand him.
Big up Palumi. He says LB was right about the domino effect. Yeah, I think it was Ferran Torres.
Yeah.
Man.
You had that bang on, bro. Fair play, man.
Yeah, man. Big up
Ferran
Palumi,
Torres,
bro.
and then
Yeah.
bang.
He was the first. Big up Palumi. Big up KP. He said the problem with Phil is he used to impact games, decide games, but he's been a passenger for the last 2 years. This is the Dele Alli fication of Foden. Yeah, I don't fucking know, bro. What's going on with Phil?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If he doesn't do it this year, I think he's done, bro. But hope
The
and pray he
issue
comes back.
Foden's got is Pep's no longer there. He had a helping hand all these years. Somebody who believed in him all these years. Now it's like, mate, you're on your own. You have to fucking.
You know
sink
what,
or
though,
swim now.
Pope? I actually think maybe he needed a
He
change.
needs
from
it.
Pep.
He needs this now. He needs
I
this.
think
He's
he
now
needed a
sink or
change.
swim, mate. Because if you don't sink or swim here, you're done.
If he have a good season this year, I don't know how you can ever assume he's going to.
Yeah, this is it now. This is it. He has to do something this year that shows there's some life in him, because the amount of young, specifically UK-based Premier League footballers that start out really, really good and fade off into nothing is startling. You know what I mean? So he's definitely on a decline. If he doesn't halt that, then he's going to end up like Marcus Rashford. You know what I mean? And even before that, he was other players. You know, there is players out there that do really, really well at a young age, and they get to the point where they have to kick on, and they just don't. He's very, very close to being that. It just is. They are the facts.
I need power, man. That's what I need from Foden, bro. I need power. Just looks so lightweight and just looks like he's not.
Where do you think he's best? I still think his best position is the right wing.
Well, not if he's not got power.
But I still think he's the best he's played for us is out wide on the right. Just is. It's when he can come in and be a bit free. I just don't see. I think that's ever since we started pissing around and playing him all over the place and thinking he's an 8, and I just don't know. Maybe
we will see him on the right.
Do you think he's good enough to be a winger?
I think he's good enough to play on the right hand side. He just is.
I just don't think that's how Maresca sees him. With Maresca,
No, but I don't get what changed, because that's why he was having his biggest impact for us is when he was doing stuff on the right side.
But we always said that, as a fan base at least, we said that he needs to be closer to goal. He needs to be in that 10-8 spot, one of those two positions. He needs
quick,
to be central.
He's good on the ball, and he's got a shot on him, and he's creative. So why are we then putting him in places where he's not going to be able to do anything with a ball? You know what I mean? We need Phil Foden to be in a position where he has less time to think about stuff and more time to be instinctive and to be flair. He is that.
I think he's lost all his flair.
But I think he's had it taken out of him because he's become a rigid, stiff player by having to do the Pep way. And it's not a bad thing, by the way, because at the end of the day, it's made a better player for him in terms of the whole.
We'll be able to talk about a lot in about a month's time, boys, when we've had the fixtures and seen how the team sets up and seen how players may develop or may not develop. We'll be able to have a big discussion soon.
Yeah, it is early days. I just feel like in terms of Foden, he just needs. And this is it now, mate. Sink or swim. You've got the contract.
I agree, mate. I agree.
Yeah. All right, let me do these chats and we'll wrap it up here, boys. Big up Adam. He says we need Lee Bradbury to come out of retirement. Big up Adam, man. Big up Ado. He says Buwadi dog walk Bruno G and Casemiro on his own. Morocco's Brazil. My mother, who is in the grave, is better than Kovacic. What the fuck are we doing here, bro?
I actually thought Bruno G was quiet today, you know.
Yeah, I didn't remember him really doing much either, to be honest.
I didn't even know he did something, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but Buwadi was mint in that game against Brazil, but then against Scotland, he wasn't amazing. So
I think that's a lot to do with the way Scotland were playing that game, you know, bro. I've heard you say that before. I think Scotland were like mad negative, obviously, you know. So I just think Scotland were just a weird team that game. But yeah,
does that not worry you? Because how many teams do we face that are mad negative?
Yeah. Well, am I worried though? No.
no, neither am I. Again, you say.
But the thing is, Danny, right? When we're playing more negative teams, yeah. If all you're telling Buwadi is get the ball and pass it to Cherky, or get the ball and pass it to Semenyo, or get the ball, and I want you to do it quickly. Yeah, I feel like our problem over the last couple of years is that process of getting the ball from the defense or base of the midfield to the players that can, can cause danger and problems has been too slow.
It's been too lateral as well.
Yes, we need to get that ball, and that's why that video that I watched yesterday of him in the friendly. I know it's only friendly, but it's what he's doing. I don't think he took more than 2 touches before he passed the ball. He don't hold on to it. Again, maybe he comes to City and he just doesn't do that. I don't know, but that's what we need. We need him to come in and move that ball quickly. We are far too slow, man. Far too slow.
And Anderson as well. That's why the positioning was so weird, because had him like playing off the right in the final third, and it's like his best attribute is ball progression. It's not what he does in the final third. So,
I don't really know what he's doing there today. Big up Ado, big up True Dog, and says just got to this video. I'm sure no one is overreacting. Remember, guys, this is the first game after the World Cup and losing Pep and Rodri. No way we can see that shows the future in any one game. Oh, facts. 100%. I don't think you can start losing your shit like after today. I think you can be concerned. 100%, but I don't think you can lose your shit. You got to wait a couple Prem games before that happens.
You have to show some balance in it, a little bit.
Yeah, defo. Big up Yash and says I would rather have Fabian Delph than Kovacic.
Fabian Delph was a very underrated player, man.
Not in midfield.
Yeah, probably.
No, it was rough that first season under Pellegrini.
Yeah. Not midfield. I like Delph for his left back days before he went trash, but not midfield. Big up Yash, mate. Big up Amar says Rodri refused to play today. Fuck him. Did he refuse to play, or was the deal done?
He was never going to play, man. But fuck it anyway, man. He's been and gone now anyway.
It was done, bro.
The guy hadn't even trained either. I mean,
yeah, a couple more, then we'll get out of here. Big up Debbie says, "I'm sorry, LB, but Visca Barca, not the time." Big up Mikey as well for the super chat. Big up to you, bro. Big up Naval says he's a City legend and a Premier League legend without question regarding Rodri. I agree. Star Killer says, seeing Trafford sweeper keeper comps at Leeds just rubbing salt in the wounds. Bro, it's nasty. It's nasty, bro. I can't lie. The Leeds fans are absolutely gassed. Big up.
He had a great game against United, didn't he?
Bro, yeah, I'm seeing these compilations, man, and they're nasty, bro. Honestly, it's crazy. But listen, he's not our player anymore, as Pulpy would say. Yeah, if you want to support Trafford, go support Leeds, is what he'd probably say. So we can't talk about him. Big up Parley. I fear Haaland is going to leave for Real Madrid next season. Fucking hell, man.
Pay the money, then, innit?
7 years. He's got 7 years on his contract, hasn't he?
He's got 7 years left on his contract, bro.
Wait,
Honestly,
but
them, bro.
Steve was just like, pay the money. I'm like,
Bro,
no,
listen,
there is no
that's
money.
what I'm like,
Keep your
Tariq, bro,
money.
yeah? That's just what I'm like, bro. If a guy, if you want to do business, yeah, let's talk funds. You know what I mean?
Well, no, some players are indispensable.
Yeah, we can't be
What,
doing that, bro.
mate, what's 200 million going to buy you that's better than Haaland?
Listen, I can
You're
get
still
you-
the best
I can get you a
striker in the
couple
world.
players
Money's
for that,
doing
yeah?
fuck all for you, mate. I'm
I can
sorry.
get you a few players, bro. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I
big
don't
up
know,
Haaland.
man. That's tough.
In the fucking stream, Dave.
Ricky
Tariq,
says,
man.
write it down now, Haaland. Why is everyone saying Haaland's freaking leaving, man?
They want to make my day go from bad to worse.
Isn't it? Guys, can we just like deal with one trauma at a time here, please, man? What are we fucking doing? Yeah? Nah, big up Bobby Perez, man, and big up Matty as well. He says, when the season starts, City will get into gear. Yeah, hopefully, man. Hopefully.
Big up.
Hopefully. Remember, chat, some of these players have had 4 days training.
Exactly, bro.
4.
And
A
that's
lot
why
of
I
it,
said
isn't it? A
losing
lot
wasn't
of
the issue. Losing is not a problem today. I don't think the way we lost was good. We didn't need to lose like that. I think that was too tough. But again, we could have, he played Ait-Nouri and all these other players throughout the whole preseason, and then these guys come back, and of course they're probably the ones that are going to be the ones that will play most of the minutes throughout the course of the season. But for the purposes of this game, if you were trying to win it, it probably didn't make sense to make that many changes. But again, that just goes to show that it really probably wasn't about, oh, we got to win today.
Yeah, no, I hear it, man. I hear it. Listen, I think the Bournemouth game is the one that we need to really deep. That's the game that we
I can't
he's got
wait,
he's got
Neil. I can't
he's got a
wait.
full week now. If I was Maresca, I'd say you're in every single day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I want you in every single fucking day just for this first week while I can get my ideas across to you, and then obviously after that, then maybe you can have a day off the week after or whatever. But we need to get this dialed in, man, because today was pretty nasty. But yeah, big up to everybody, man, in the chat. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the panel show. Shout out Pulpy. Shout out Tariq.
Can I ask you something before we go?
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
I was watching. Right. So
I missed this as well. He fucking stopped doing this last season, didn't he? But
Who?
when
You?
with
Your questions.
with your end of
Now, mate.
show,
I've got energy.
can I ask you a
I've got some
question?
energy, Anna. I've got two
Yeah,
things to
yeah.
ask if you want.
You've had
but-
a
Oh,
rest
yeah,
last
go. Do it.
No. Right. So, given the amount of crazy midfield transfers this year, prices, right? Yeah, we've had Rodgers and Anderson, and they quoted Alex Scott 80 million, right? What do you think a prime Joey Barton would be worth in this transfer market now?
I like how you're holding a credit card while you say that.
Prime
Oh yeah,
Joey
it just
Barton.
fucking does.
What was prime Joey
What's
Barton?
prime? Is it like
I reckon the Newcastle Joey Barton was probably his
Yeah.
best Joey Barton, right? When he left us to went to Newcastle.
I don't really know.
England
what it was
cap Joey Barton.
I reckon 80.
80 million is mad. Isn't it?
80 million.
Look at is he up there with that Scott, right?
It'll be like 50.
No,
He's
mate,
a really
no
good
way.
player, man.
No way, mate. In this day and age, in this market, the desperation for English midfielders.
I can't
If
even. have
Mason
this
Mount's going for
conversation.
60 odd million, whatever that is, mate, I'm telling you.
Barton.
Joey Barton.
I'm not going to pretend to act like that.
Joey
wasn't-
Barton will be going for 80. I'm telling you,
Done
80
it.
mil. How
He's
mad
very
is that?
I'm
controversial
surprised
guy,
I even
but-
picked that one as prime was. I just fully
Price
guessed
is
it was
the
at
price.
Newcastle, and I was actually right. So fair play to me.
Taking out the fact that he's a massive bell end, obviously, but in terms of footballing ability, I reckon 80. I reckon they'd be saying 80 mil. 80 mil.
I reckon
we're
80
talking,
as well.
We're talking Enzo Fernandez before Enzo Fernandez.
That's what I mean. It's like 8. I'm telling you, mad money.
How much is this?
149, sir.
I've got 50p. Fuck you, bastard.
Big up Rajiv.
That's pretty much what Barca did to us with
Oh, what was
Rodri.
the other thing? You said you had two things, didn't you? What was the other
Yeah,
thing?
what was your other one, Pulpy?
What was your one,
I was just going to ask you what do you think the top 5 would be this year?
I think City, Arsenal, Chelsea.
Are you doing these in order?
Nah,
Oh, okay.
Liverpool. United, is that 5?
United.
Maybe, I don't know. I think
Villa?
Tottenham,
I think
I have
Villa?
a feeling Tottenham might do something, you know.
I was going to say, like, my bold prediction is that the top 6 is going to be the big 6. And people are going to say that's not bold. It hasn't happened in like 5 years now. I actually think that's going to be the case. I don't think the teams below have done enough. I think they've sold off too many players. I don't think Newcastle look very. I mean, Newcastle brought in a very good manager, Villa don't impress me. I think Villa have gotten rid of more talent than they brought in. I think Tottenham have had a great window. I think United are building something. I don't know if that thing is good, but I don't know. I feel like the second tier of teams has dropped off a bit over the summer.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm
about
not
the
saying they're going to
Barcola
get.
signing
I'm not
for
saying they're
Liverpool?
going to get second. I'm saying they're going to probably get fifth or sixth.
I'd be
What you
surprised
saying?
if United finish in the top 5. I think they'll be shit.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Spurs might do something, you know. I rate that deserving. Man. I
Spurs
like
and
it.
Chelsea, the new managers with new sort of style will be better than what they were last year. And then I think
What about
got,
Liverpool? Because they haven't brought in
Liverpool will
any...
be City and Chelsea will be the top 2. City and Arsenal will be the top 2. And then the next 5 or 6 will be Chelsea, Liverpool, Tottenham, and then Villa. And I think United and maybe, I don't know, someone else under that, whether that be Newcastle, Bournemouth. You just don't know, do you? But yeah, I don't see United being that good this year. They are crap.
Yeah, no, you're having it right. Yeah, I've got a question. Steve, do you need a bounce?
Yeah, man, go on, bro. Yeah, but I just want to say big up in it, and I'll chat to you, man, soon, man. But yeah, good show in it.
All right, big up, man.
Good
seeing you, man.
Seriously.
Yeah, I got a question. What do we think's going on with this winger? By the way, the whole Arsenal thing's done now, chat. Yeah, I'm just going to have a couple conversations with the boys until we're done. What do you think we're going to do with a winger? Are we getting anyone? Is it Grealish?
I don't think so. I think they're trying to put him out there to be sold. I think the whole Makadu, if that's going to be the replacement for Savinho, I think he's obviously talking about being young and all the pressure and all that kind of stuff. He won't play a ton, but still, I don't know. Let me just say it this way. I don't want Grealish to be the winger. Let me just say it that way.
No.
That's not controversial at all. No.
Yeah,
weird,
I
isn't
don't
it?
think he will be. I
Weird.
don't want him to be.
No, I agree. I don't want him to be, but I also don't want McKady to be the winger. I don't think that's very
No,
smart.
I mean, how many times are we going to go down this young winger fallacy that it's everyone's so hung up on the fact that Lamine Yamal burst in the scene at 16 that they think every 16-year-old kid out there has got the potential to do that. Whereas if you look at it, there's been 2 real world-class wingers that have turned up at 16 and done something. Yamal and Messi, the rest are just whatever. You know, we're sat
What is
here
McKay do?
wondering-
18?
Yeah. The issue is like everyone thinks he should be the backup. He's 18.
He's not. He's never going to be the backup. He's about 8th choice. If you think
Right,
about
I
it,
agree.
realistically.
I agree.
Yeah, he should be.
He's the same age Foden was in 2018,
Yeah, just come in
2019.
and
He should just play the cup
learn the
games.
game.
You should play the cup games. If they have a 3-game week, you can play one of the 3 games. But they shouldn't be throwing him in for one as the first option off the bench, because I feel like as constructed, he would have taken Grealish's spot. So that's kind of scary that he would be the first one off the bench in that case. But again, for me, the best thing he should do is just 1 game every 3 if there's a 3-game week. He's not ready to be trusted. And
He'll never start. He won't start Premier League games this year.
I think he will.
To his credit, though,
He will.
Maresca did make a point to call him out, name drop him.
He's going to be in and around the first team. I just don't think he should be trusted in some gigantic role that I feel like some of the chat wants him to.
Yeah,
But
I
it's-
genuinely think City don't have a fucking clue what to do.
Well, I mean, if Savinho wasn't wanting to go, actively wanting to go, I think they probably want to keep him, because if you look at who's available for mad money after that, there's no one.
I agree.
You know, I think
City would just
the longer it goes on, Savinho goes, the longer it goes on, there's more chance that Grealish stays, because they look at the market and thinking, we've got someone on the payroll there, we can't get rid of him. So if we do get another winger, we'll still get rid of
That's
Grealish.
just a mess, though.
It is a mess. It is a foul, honking mess. But you know, if you just sort of like, if the next guy you want isn't available, if it is like whoever that is, or the market is absolutely dead, and you had all your hopes that Savinho was the guy, do you go out and buy a Neto? I don't particularly want to sign Neto, but I understand why we're.
Oh, he's going to Saudi.
Al Hilal, yeah.
But I still understand why we're being linked with players of that level, because there is no one out there. There's no one. It's hanging. It's like the right back market is hanging.
Do you go and get
I
him
think
by
you
it?
need to go.
Well,
you need to go another
I just don't
league.
think City are going to throw mad money at a winger. When
Apparently you can get him by for like 40 or 50 million euros.
we've already got the thing is with what we got is you've already got Semenyo out there.
I know, but that's it. We've got 2 wingers.
But realistically, if you're going to throw money at someone, you're buying a backup or you're buying someone to replace Semenyo, and I just don't think City are going to put that much faith into bring the Semenyo transfer forward early, like they did, because they really value him. To
Yeah,
then say,
but
actually,
Puppy,
mate,
this
we
is
were
the
bringing someone
position
else
that
to
we're in
replace
at
you
the
again.
moment, bro. Yeah, do you know at this moment in time, based on the factual positions of the players, Jack Grealish is starting at Bournemouth next week if Doku's injured.
If
What you
Doku,
got
because I
to
would say Doku's hurt.
But I'm not against. I know the Grealish thing is shell, but I'm not a sale, but I'm not against it
Bro,
forever.
the problem is it reeks of terrible squad planning. It gives no confidence. How are City fans meant to be confident in Viana and this guy's abilities is if in match day 1 of the Premier League, Jack Grealish, who wasn't even meant to be at the fucking football club now, is starting left wing. It's not a Jack Grealish thing. It's a management of the squad issue.
Yeah. It's not like he had a good season last year either. He was injured for half of it.
He was doing all right at Everton before he got injured, to be fair. You just don't know, do you? We just don't know. It's one of them.
It would just be inexplicably bad if Grealish.
It is the circumstances we faces, right?
Particularly for the way that Maresca has said he wants to play with high, wide, very direct wingers. I've not seen that from Jack, even when he was here in his pomp. I don't think that was who he was. So if you're telling me I want to play this way, but my only options off the bench are people who can't play that way, it's a failure in squad building. I agree. At least to his credit, Makeda is going to play that style. We shouldn't be depending on him, but he's going to be a direct, high, wide, get the ball, go at people, get shots. He's going to play that way. That's not who Jack is.
Yeah.
Is it a failure in squad building now, Tarek, overall? Because at the end of the day, we nobody expected Savio to return to a knobhead, did they?
Well, but again, that's why, if you're going to let Savio go, which I think they should, you've got to go find somebody.
Yeah, but I mean, we're having to deal with the fact that Savio wants to go and he's sort of down.
Right.
But if he didn't do that, I think we'd be in a good position.
Right, but
if we didn't, we weren't losing
we
him.
wouldn't be so desperate to try and find to replace someone that we didn't need to. I think if Savio weren't a knobhead, we'd be doing all right.
But you don't get to work for City if you don't have crisis planning skills. Like, you can't just feel sorry for yourself.
What is the backup, mate? If we're sat here scratching our heads, you think now those guys with the data have been looking?
Well, we're not the people who are paid to scout players all over the world.
Yeah, no,
but all due respect.
But I will volunteer for that job if someone wants to pay me to do it.
Well, I mean, we've all got eyes. We all see the players with LinkedIn. It's not like, when you players like Diamandi, who's had one decent season, going for absolutely mental money, and you're looking at players that it's 120 million for a punt. You're punting on players now. You're not plucking off players to sign. You're punting on youngsters.
So
because
what do we do then? Surely we have to join the crowd and punt.
Or do you use what we've already got, which is you've got to. Do you have to sacrifice the fact that you want to play with higher wide wingers and just go with the fact that you've got 2 players you can play in the wing that aren't necessarily wingers?
Because if you're going to play that way, then you're going to put Turkey out there. Yeah.
Foden and Cherki can play right. Marmoush can play left. And you've got Doku, Semenyo, and you've got Makeda. You have got answers.
But that's
it's not the answers that suit Maresca's style, but we have got answers in certain, and then the real desperation is you still keep Grealish,
Yeah, because the thing is, right? Yes, the market is cooked, but the market is the market. You can't just go, well, we just weren't going to fucking do anything. Like, this is the point that I'm making about you saying like Real Madrid have just done 120 million punt on Diamande, right? But everyone's punting. Like, that's where the market is. Like, you either punt or you don't buy a player or you buy a scrub. So,
what would it take to? And I don't even want this player, but what would it take to get Rodrigo out of I
reckon probably
Real
not
Madrid?
a lot. Is he in their plans? I don't think he is in their
Could
plans.
he come in and be?
Is he off the back of an ACL, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so.
Do you really
I think it's
wanna
an ACL. I don't remember what it
Do you really
was.
want to deal with that again? No.
No, I don't. But again, we're talking if
No.
he's going to come in, be a backup or something. I don't know.
I mean, the ideal situation is, right? I mean, I've mentioned this on socials before about Makeda. When Lamine Yamal coming through at Barcelona he was the result of circumstance. We all know Barcelona was shit broken, they had no players. You had to rely on Lamine Yamal, and he's coming in, that's had to play because they had no other choice. If Makeda is getting elevated to game time because we have no other choice, it's going to go one or two ways quite quickly. He's either going to do really, really well, or he's going to be like just Oscar Bob 2.0. You know what I mean? You see straight away that, what we've seen from him pre-season and in flashes, we're all horny for it, but then in reality, he's just, you know what I mean? So, or he could actually be coming in and go, you know what, this guy's tearing the league apart. He's adapted to the high level football quickly. And you've all of a sudden solved your problem because you had no choice to solve it internally.
The difference with Oscar Bob is he just lost all his confidence. He wouldn't take anybody on. He got the ball and just didn't do nothing.
Yeah, I mean, but you just don't know what happened to him.
You just got to say to McAdoo, if you give him McAdoo minutes in the Premier League, you just got to say to him, mate, don't fucking worry, if it goes to shit. I want you to get the ball and I want you to run at defenders and take them on and then get a crossing or shoot if the shot's available. What I don't want you to do is get it and do fuck all, because that's not good. Like, I can get someone else to do that, yeah? Or you play Núñez as a winger.
Well, like I said, we have solutions in terms.
Or it'll be Ait-Nouri on the left.
But yeah, it's just nasty that we're speaking about this. You know what I mean? Like, this should have been sorted.
I just can't believe it's gotten to this point, both in the winger part and in the right back part. I just can't believe that 2 months ago everyone was briefing it's their number one priority to get a right back. Then all of a sudden they trust their internal options. I don't know what could have changed during.
Maresca's told him he's not going to play he's good. Maresca's gone and said, I'm playing a free at the back. And then they've gone, well, if you're playing a free at the back, that means you've got 3 fullbacks for one position. And they've gone, oh yeah, so we don't really need a right back then, do we? No.
On a broader question from this then, so, you know, Real Madrid, everyone's spunky money on wingers because there isn't any out there, right? Most teams have pretty much found their solution, right? Barring us, pretty much, right? You could argue Arsenal was still looking for someone to
be a left winger.
We are, so that means that if this year we don't get anyone, we're in prime position to find the next one off the conveyor belt. You know, because all these big clubs have already gone and invested.
Well, with the most,
there's at least looking pretty good though.
Yeah, so I mean, if we're struggling now, next year it might be we're basically at the top of the market to say we are going to go in big, and somebody stands out. You know, somebody bursts out and says this is the guy we want. Somebody might absolutely rinse the Premier League this year. Who's like a team that we don't know. You just don't know, do you? You know, it could be Elise might become unsettled at Bayern Munich. You just never know. So as much as we're in a bit of a situation, we're also in a very good position to say we can actually act if we need to next year. And not have to go into
and the thing is, there shouldn't be, obviously, let's assume fucking Donnarumma does well this year. We don't need to get rid of him. There shouldn't be that much that we need to do next summer.
No, this is
really?
this 2 years, this last year and this year are probably the biggest transition we'll probably see in the next 5 years anyway, in terms of players. So that is unless we become a sacking club for managers and it's just rinse players in and out. But yeah.
Fucking hell. Right, sound. We'll get out of here. Big up Hanin, bro. He says, what do you guys think of Foden's best position? He's not really a tank. He don't create. He's Marmouche. We can't say it because he's one of our... He got a better touch than Marmouche, so he probably can play in that area. Well, I mean, he obviously won PFA Player of the Year playing inverted left, didn't he? That's where he played most of the games that season, off the left-hand side, tucked in. The problem is you can't play him there because that's fucking Doku's best position. Not exactly the same position, but in that area, they're just getting each other's way, you know. So, to be honest, bro, I'm kind of bored, Hanin. Not to disrespect you, innit? I'm not disrespecting you, bro. I'm just saying I'm kind of bored talking about Foden, me. Is anyone else bored talking about Foden?
Yeah.
It's been fucking 2 years of Foden. Can't be asked, me. I'm sorry. Like, you're 26. I'm just bored of it, Hanin, bro. To be honest, bro.
Do you remember, mate? I'll be you, mate. Start of last season, everyone asked for their hot takes on football. And one of mine was Viana would end up being sacked because he's been shit his job in 2 years. That would be my hot take. And you said, what was your thing at the time? You said that's one of the worst hot takes I've ever seen. But people are starting to get annoyed at him, man.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right, bro.
I said he'll live and die by his big signings, and it's tough, man. It's tough. It's a tough world out there.
Yeah, it is. Nico, I think this is Nico. Yeah, Nico. It's not that I want to avoid Foden conversations. It's because the people that don't like Foden will not be happy with whatever I say unless I say Phil Foden's absolutely fucking shit and needs to get out of the club. That's the truth. Yeah, I've said.
And
I don't
also,
sorry, just quickly checked out. Yeah, I don't think this guy's played well for 2 years. Pre-season, people was gassing him up in pre-season. I see people on Twitter, I see people on YouTube saying Phil Foden, great game, played mint. I think he's been fucking bang average in pre-season. And today I don't think he had a particularly great game. And I've said I'd drop him for Bournemouth. The reason I get bored is because unless I say Foden's fucking dog shit and needs to get out the club, you guys will never be happy with what I say. That's why it's fucking boring, mate. Yeah, that's why it's boring, because you guys don't want to hear balance. You just want to hear me say he's fucking shit and we should sell him, which, you know, fucking at the end of this season, if he carries on being shit, then maybe that is what's going to happen. But that's why I'm bored of it, bro. That's the truth. That's why I'm bored, isn't it? Sorry, Tarek, what are you saying?
No, you're good. You're good.
All right, man, let's get out of here. Big up LB. He says, why does Gavardio get spammed so much? Oh, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know. I need to end this stream, man. I'm not gonna lie. Right, let's get out of here. Big up Tarek, big up Pulpy. Both of the lads' links are for their YouTube channels are in the description. So just go to the description and you guys can sub up to Tarek. He does the late night shows as well. So some of you guys that are abroad where the time zones are different and that, Tarek's great to sub to because he's always live there late. And Pulpy, I know he's not done anything for a while. He's got a new job and that, but maybe this season he'll get that going again. And obviously, you want to follow Danny on Twitter for the great takes, then go follow him at Rodrilicious. So go check that out, man. But yeah, listen, guys, I hopefully you did enjoy tonight's panel show. If you did, do me a favor, yeah? Smash that like button. Makes a big difference. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel as well if you're new. And guys, we'll catch you in the next one, man. Peace out.